Welcome to the Atlaran Adventuring Company. This is the world of Atlaran. We've entered the early stages of an industrial age that has begun taming the wilderness across the world. And while progress brings solutions, it also brings new and more complex problems, and tends to pick at old wounds left unhealed. The first trains have begun to run in the north along with airships, but the long-ignored issues of stolen land, pollution, and deforestation have begun to fester, to name only a few. But our focus and our second story is on one small group of new allies and their own struggles and battles against a changing, dangerous world. Our particular window in time falls 500 years after the calamity and the great shattering of Harris. With any luck, this story will resonate across time like the last.
Christmas Fortunemær, a dodgy charlatan formerly of the Jade Street Crows gang, but he doesn't remember that part of his life. With a 5-year memory gap and having only recently rediscovered friends he'd forgotten, Christmas is suddenly on a dangerous path left by his former self. Thankfully, he's a master of charm, theatrics, and disguise, and when those don't work, he has found family that, whether he remembers them or not, will fight to the last beside him.
Magda Wrenly, a professional mercenary and member of the revered Taiylor clan of monster hunters. With a wasting curse weighing on her shoulders that can't be dismissed by normal means, Magda has been left to search for an unconventional cure. Now, she's found herself with a group of allies she didn't ask for, and friends whose love she doesn't understand. Years of dealing with regret, ill health, and distrust have left her slow to ask for help.
Noah Borago, a cheery alchemist from Reese's Ridge and son of a well-known engineer and apothecarist. Noah's upbringing was colorful, to say the least, leading to his expertise in potions and mechanical contraptions. He's out in the world to find new ideas and support the family business. But now, he's stumbled into a pile of issues that most rich kids from the suburbs just don't deal with. But in his own words, usually with a gun and a grin leveled at the current problem, "Don't you worry there, guy, everything's gonna be hunky-dory."
Foostrak Wildborn, a wandering warrior from the Nathar clan and student of the runic battle traditions of the Giantkin. Raised by folk who believed in the survival of the fittest, but refused to adapt to the modern world, Foostrak left the clan to seek outside knowledge to hopefully bring home one day. He is set on helping his people survive, even if they're stuck in their old ways and don't realize how badly they need his insight.
I say good day.
Okay, Colonel.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Atlaran Adventuring Company. I am your Dungeon Master, Taiylor Wallace. And joining me, I've got Astrid Knight.
Hello, you can find me on all the things at Astrid K Writes or on my website, astrodnight.com. I have a book. It's called Perception Check. Look at that. Bam. It's about D&D and being sad. Hey. So check it out. On all the
Astrid Knight story. D&D and being sad.
Yeah, exactly.
I love your intro now. This is the best version of you. Keep your hair.
I'm dying it. I'm sorry. Anyway. Yeah, that's me.
I also have Blake Wolfe.
Hi, I'm Blake Wolfe. I'm less perky, because I'm full of waffle right now. But I wrote some books as well.
Is that what they're calling it?
I just wrote all these books. No, I actually had waffles for breakfast because Joel made some because I whined until I got them. So I made a bunch of books, and they're fantasy and they're gay, and stuff. And then, we have the one that we wrote together. I don't know why everybody else's camera is inverted and mine is not, but look to Ash's screen for the right way around. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's what we did. Cool.
Zoom does that. It seems like it to you, but it's right on screen. So.
Oh, good.
You're good.
I also wrote some gay werewolf smut. If you're into that,
yeah,
it's people like it. So.
All right. We've also got Zack Gale.
Hey, everybody. I have a book, too. It's called Some Empty Houses Might Really Be Haunted. It's full of spooky stuff and a little bit of gay stuff. You should check it out on Amazon and Barnes & Noble. Also, you can find me sometimes on Twitter at Zachary G. Author, but I suck at Twitter, so, it's...
Twitter sucks.
It's a thing. Twitter does suck at Twitter for now.
Can you use that as your marketing scheme? Be like, little gay, lots of spook. I like it.
There you go. Tagline.
That'll be the next shirt that my wife makes me.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. And we've also got our writer, even though he refuses to admit it, Zach Koop.
Yes, I too am writer. Here is my book, right here.
I said writer, not author.
Koop, right, good.
I'm here too.
Sweet. And as I mentioned, my name is Taiylor Wallace, Dungeon Master and editor at one point or another. You can find me at Taiylor Wallace on Twitter. Make sure you spell it with an I-O-I. Or you'll never find me. All of our links are in the link tree on screen or in the descriptions wherever you're watching or listening. And if you like our stream and want to support us, check out the Redbubble link or buy some books. There's a lot between all of us. Most of them are Ben.
I've only published 15 books, you guys.
Published 15.
I mean, but still, it is mostly you.
Yeah.
So excited the cow story is coming soon, you guys.
I'm so excited about the cow story. Oh my god.
I'm so excited for March in general. Spring doesn't start till fucking June here, but spring, fucking the cow story, bonus time, tax refunds, fucking love it. But anyway.
Cow's bonuses and refunds.
Koop's birthday.
Yeah, Koop's birthday, Ben's birthday.
Wow. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, my birthday too.
Yeah. On the first day of spring.
I always forget it exists.
It's okay. I always remember Earth Day, but not my birthday.
Birthday. Birthday. Birthday.
Oh, Mother
Guys,
Nature,
we're dying in fiction land.
We're having our fun while we can.
Happy birthday, Mama Earth. Anyway. Sorry, I don't know what that's from. So last time, things went right the fuck off the rails because Koop decided that we're just gonna fucking fight a god the fuck now.
Thanks,
yeah. But you guys took an extra day to... Don't you start typing in chat. I see you.
Oh, no, that was me. I was clicking. I'm sorry.
No, I saw Koop's bubble pop up.
Oh.
Happy birthday. Anyway. Damn it. All right, I need to close Facebook.
Yeah.
The last time... This is a banging start. You guys decided to take an extra day to prepare for the big battle in the city that didn't fucking happen. Because we decided to overhaul Magda's subclass with the homebrew Order of the Magpie. So you got a bunch of tattoos real fast to make that work. Order of the Bird.
Order of the Bird. Caw-caw.
Order of the Thief Birds.
Who ordered this bucket of bird?
You.
Shut the fuck
Let
up.
Taiylor get through the
This is the first time you've ever said it.
We're putting off our death as long as possible.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. I talk a big game about wanting to kill you guys all the time, but I really don't want to.
Oh, I'm dead.
You have the power.
The dice have the power. Anyway. Taking that extra day, you guys, I think a couple of you did a little extra prep work of some kind. I can't remember what, because I was sick this last week.
We made the explosives.
Yes.
Yeah, I made
Noah
glass
got
bombs.
wings, too.
Yeah.
I did some research on the Overwatch sniper rifle.
Mm-hmm.
Taiylor, I'm going to be real with you. This next week, as soon as you send me a Hero Forge mini, I'm going to tell you to stop working on Hero Forge minis and get the notes done.
What? What?
Well, it's been nice knowing Christmas.
Oh, yep,
God.
there goes Christmas.
What a bitch. Listen, I know I'm
It's Koop.
behind.
We know this.
I'm just trying to help you.
You're not. Anyway. You guys headed out to the wall of the city to try to get a vantage point for Christmas to start his part of the original plan, which was to drop the city into a basin and take away all the cover with Mirage Arcane. Who was it that got shot? It was Noah. It was Noah that got shot. Yeah.
Yeah, Noah got shot bad.
I'm simultaneously proud of myself and a little horrified that my Death's Head Moth trick worked. A little moth popped up on the edge of the tower they were standing on, and Noah went to take a look and shot it, dropping his invisibility, thus leaving him open to attack from a mile away, literally.
I feel the most
by
guilty
Serena.
About killing a moth that didn't deserve it.
I don't know that. Shot from a mile away by Serena, which was something you guys were told that Serena and Overwatch could do. And then Christmas decided to take you all back into cover, see if he could get Serena to shoot again, which she did. She shot Squall, and teleported you guys all directly to where she was, and thus began a battle that we had to stop in the middle of.
Yeah.
But during the course of said battle, Mr. Foostrak decided to cast Moonbeam on Serena, thus revealing her literally gargantuan scorpion form, because indeed Osdala is the shepherdess of scorpions. And so now the Overwatch is on the floor underneath the scorpion. Christmas is currently kind of cornered, but invisible. Squall is knocked out or dead. You guys don't know which. And a couple people are not doing so hot.
Some of us are poisoned.
I don't know about you, but I have like less than 10% of my hit points back, so I'm fine. Or less than 20. I'm fine.
Cool. Where we left off, Noah had just pinned Osdala to the floor using an immovable rod, which I've been thinking about most of this week and how I'm going to deal with that. Some of you are poisoned. You have figured out that Osdala is vulnerable at least to fire damage. She appears to have some kind of radiant poison ability that some of you have suffered from. And like I said, Overwatch is on the floor. I've marked it with a circle for you guys. And we are starting at the top of the round, which is Serena's turn.
She needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
And a constitution saving throw for Moonbeam. I forgot about that for the rest of everything last session.
Yeah, that circle is also where Moonbeam is, so... Forgot to take my dice out of the little vault, sorry. Okay, wisdom save. Fuck. 7.
Well, that's not going to do it.
Okay.
This is a...
Constitution save. 20.
Yeah, that'll do it. She's, it's with disadvantage because she's a shape changer.
Math. 12.
Well, meets beat. She's going to take half damage. That'll be 7 damage to her from the Moonbeam.
Okay.
And 25 radiant damage from the Spirit Guardians. Also, she's not only trapped underneath the... This isn't for you. This is for our viewer that we have, not named Corey. She's not just trapped underneath the immovable rod. She's also prone and trapped under the immovable rod.
Yeah.
Cool. Any other start of turn things that are taking effect?
No.
I don't think so. Okay, cool. So, in that case, Serena is going to do what the easiest way... Well, she's going to do the thing that takes somebody out. She's going to target Squall.
Oh no!
Anybody got a counter spell to it?
I used my reaction already. I don't have it right now.
I don't think I have.
I think Foostrak has Storm Rune up, but I can't remember if he used it.
He did.
He did, okay.
Yeah, I used it toward the end of last session trying to save Squall.
So, Foostrak, being that you're directly next to him, the massive stinger on Osdala's tail just whips past you and strikes down into Squall's chest. Followed, because she can reach him even though she's prone, followed by a huge pincer reaching out and just slamming down on him. And as it does, you've already watched like blood pool on the floor in just seconds from him. You watch as from that like stinger wound just blackened blood flows out.
Okay, this is a little fucked up.
What?
But this is a little fucked up. But
What?
Since I already know that he's like toast, I'm going to use my Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet to... It's fucked up! I told you it's fucked up! But I already know that he's dead! I'm going to use Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet, and I'm going to have him attack Osdala for a last time.
I'm gonna be real honest, this is some shit I would have expected from Ben or Koop.
I don't know any necromantic shit.
This isn't
necromancy.
It's not really necromancy. The name is really, but it's kind of just like giving him one last shot.
Yeah,
before he really dies. So it's
so
actually
fucked up,
pretty badass if you think about it.
Yeah.
Whoa! Okay.
Smite.
Let me-
It
Hold
says
on.
one weapon attack. I don't know how much.
Taiylor.
1 9th level spite.
Taiylor, I do have a question. She is prone. Did she attack with disadvantage both times?
She did.
Okay. There's a lot going on. It's
he
hard
was
to keep
also-
track of all
He was
of it.
also prone, so it kind of fucks everything up. But
that's
yeah,
true.
no, I took it
That's
it
true.
into account.
She attacked him twice, so
yes.
he's dead.
He's like
He
dead.
did.
dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a real
Since
awkward
when a
conversation
creature
when we make
drops
it back.
to 0 hit points, but you know what? I'm gonna let this happen because I
Thank
like
you.
it. Would you like me to describe how Squall attacks, or would you like to describe knowing his badass hammer?
You can describe it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Squall is laying there, just
God.
Like that
Just
scene in Stardust.
all
I told you it was fucked up, but like,
all
I want to kill her.
all of Squall's blood that has pooled on the floor, just blackness has spread through it all. And he seems to be bleeding faster than he should because of the poison. But it's already too late when you all watch as Magda reaches out with a hand, and from some of the new tattoos on your arms, a teal, sort of dark blue teal energy comes off and sort of wraps around Squall's body and picks him up, indeed like a puppet on strings. But his hand is still grasped around his hammer as he lurches forward, his head just sort of down and his eyes closed. And you know what? Just because it's cool, I'm going to let him throw his last, throw a last smite into that. So just because it's fun, Ash, go ahead and roll 2d20s. Because you're rolling with advantage.
That's a natty 1 and a 14.
14 is enough with his bonus to hit. So let's see.
If you do a 9th level smite, at that point, should it just be called a spite?
There's no such thing as a 9th level smite.
You can't sacrifice a 9th level spell slot for that?
No, it's a paladin thing.
Oh,
It's a
yeah.
hybrid
Yeah, they don't get
caster.
that. Yeah, they don't get that high. I forgot.
Okay, so in this case, there's too many dice. I'll roll it.
Too many dice. Too many dice. I like that one.
Too many dice on the dance floor.
Yeah. Too many dice.
Okay. With that hit, Squall, former Squall, ex-Squall, is going to deal 45 damage total.
The Lycari formerly known as Squall.
Indeed. Take that off her maximum, but as that hammer strike ends and Squall collapses back to the floor, you watch as the sort of teal puppet strings fade away back to Magda, and you all see that Squall, who, to give you, if you don't remember quite what he looks like, he is a shorter guy. He has a sort of very close shaven head, tan, like weather-darkened skin. And he is currently wearing sort of half plate where it only protects very specific areas because he likes to be able to move pretty well. But he is wearing like the colors of the Guild of the Gate, so a lot of like black and silver and a little bit of gold with the 9 rings emblem on his chest. And you watch as all of these scars across his hands and any exposed skin you can see, like on his neck and his face, the scars themselves start to give off light, like a pale golden light, and they grow brighter and brighter and bigger until they overtake his skin completely. And his entire body, but not the armor and the clothes and the hammer, are glowing. And you hear a sound that I've only heard in sci-fis, which is that like as everything just implodes and then explodes. You watch as the form of the Lycari of Storms just supernovas.
Oh no.
And we all die.
I'm right next to him.
Oh, I might actually be dead. Oh fuck.
God.
This is a tiny room, y'all.
Oh god.
It is.
I have a giant
God.
scorpion between me and him.
That's not gonna save you. No.
A giant scorpion wouldn't provide half cover?
How does this work?
It's because she's prone. She's too low, so it's not. It's not
Oh,
covered.
it's quarter cover.
Yeah, it's quarter cover.
I need everybody.
1/8 cover.
I need everybody but Noah to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, bless.
Okay.
I can see this effect,
You
but
can.
I'm prone.
Call out your numbers. I still have my reaction.
22.
But
I have to remember.
I'm prone. Do I have disadvantage on this?
A dex save? Yes.
I don't think prone gives you disadvantage on dex saves.
I don't think it does.
Yeah, because you could roll away. Okay. That was cocked.
Dexterity save.
19.
I will.
What?
I will use my.
26.
Mm-hmm.
22.
19.
Thank you. And 22. Okay.
I will use my flash of genius to make Foostrak a 23.
Okay. Sal's got a. 25.
Oh, you're not within 30 feet. 30 feet. Never mind. You stay in 19. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm not within 30 feet?
I'm pretty
I
sure
don't
he's
think
within
so.
30
I think
feet.
he is.
Oh no, you are.
Yeah, that's
okay, then
exactly
you can
30.
have
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 23 then.
Okay. That's a good thing because 20 was the DC. So
I knew it was going to be high.
all of you, including Sala, you guys are not going to take any damage.
Hey.
And you are not going to be knocked to the floor.
Hey.
Instead, as this like ripple of energy tears past you, you guys hear this distant thunderclap. And it's, even though you can tell it is very far away, it is incredibly loud. And each of you sort of feels like static crackle over your armor and your weapons, but you take no adverse effects. Osdala failed, which I think is very poetic. She's already prone. She can't be knocked over. She is going to take some lightning damage.
She's already prone. She can't be prone any further.
And you see that on the sort of back of Osdala's carapace, you don't think this is an effect of Squall necessarily, but you see a symbol appear on her back. Shit, I can't remember what it looks like. Hold on.
It's a big old bitty.
You gotta stab that.
Jesus Christ.
Well, it was a fun game, guys, but
It's the titty of ages.
Hey, Ben started.
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I mean, Ben did start the whole everything, so
That's
you
true.
guys, you guys would see a rune appear on her back, which you, those of you who know your runes, would recognize it as Feyu. And yeah,
What does it mean?
Feyu. Well, it's
No, why is Rune appearing?
I
rune?
will. If anybody would like, you can make a religion or history check if you like.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Gee,
my
I wonder if I wanna make a
intelligence-based
history.
checks are on disadvantage, so I'm gonna leave that up to everybody.
Oh, that's
Well-
right. I'm poisoned, so it's gonna be disadvantage.
Or I'm sorry, it's not a Feyu rune, it's an Ansu's rune. My bad. I get them mixed up because they look very similar.
I rolled a 9, so it's 20 in history.
Okay.
That's gonna be a 19 for me as my low one.
15. Anybody else
Oh, I
got
have
one?
disadvantage on ability checks.
Issue.
Yeah, I have disadvantage on
15.
intelligence right now.
I'm not smart boy, so I'm not rolling.
Yeah, but you are a rune knight.
Oh, that's fair. Okay,
I'm pretty sure you have this rune somewhere on you.
probably.
Room of Storms.
You said nature or history?
Religion or history.
Religion or history.
Intelligence.
So let's say 18 minus 1, 17.
Those of you with 15 or above, Ansu's is obviously you guys know of the city of Ansu's, but more classically, the rune of Ansu's is associated with parts of the Balin pantheon, but most notably Anzir, the Storm Sire, who would be the Titan who gave part of their soul for Squall.
No, I forgot about the Titans were part of them too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah. Quick refresher.
Methinks they're
Squall. Squall is made up of the combined power of Anzir, the Storm Sire, Ithane Molinarch, the original bearer, Arabelle Molinarch, the current, well, now former bearer, and was once part of Ulgar Hydaelyn. Being part of Anzir, of course, Anzir is a Titan, which is a type of god, so that's fun. I'm just gonna remove Squall from the map. The only thing
He's
left
there
behind, the only things left behind of Squall are the hammer, and you guys will see basically shattered, what look like smoky quartz shards.
Oh no.
Well, I know what
Oh,
Noah's going to be putting in a bottle.
Yep.
Broke! Oh god, that's even
Could I interest you in some
sadder.
powdered Lycari?
Yeah.
My god. That's a great spell component.
Silica Lycari. Let's do it. But yeah. So that'll end Serena's turn. Christmas.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So,
Also, there's a gigantic scorch mark on the floor. I don't know if that was
yeah.
prevalent.
So Christmas got
Evident.
knocked prone on Serena's legendary action the other turn, and so he hit the ground. And I think he just, he saw what happened to Squall, and then he looked and saw Overwatch, and everything, he sees it on the floor, and for him, everything just kind of like stands still for a second. And he remembers Foostrak telling them what Flameheart told them about Overwatch. It's probably cursed similarly to the Ace of Spades. In that, but instead of judging your intentions, it judges your loyalty. And Taiylor, I think there's things that have been bouncing around in Christmas's head for a while, and he has a vision of just a glimpse of what the future is going to look like. And it's a lot more than just 10 years of service to Morrigan.
Mm-hmm.
And because Serena is large enough, I can move through her space and treat it as difficult terrain. I am going to crawl to Overwatch, which will take all of my movement. And I'm going to put a hand on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does anything happen?
Let me open my Overwatch file.
Okay.
You have the ace on you, right?
I do have the ace on me. Yep.
Indubitably. So, this is only going to be an instant for everybody else. But the moment your hand touches the stock, a sort of familiar sensation hits you that you've experienced a few times with the ace, where you are now looking through someone else's eyes. You are looking down the scope of Overwatch, of a much less, like, kitted out Overwatch. It looks like it's still, like, on its way to becoming what it is now. And you are looking probably a half mile away at a tall, thin, pale man with long, dark hair in a sort of nice Constantian jacket, speaking with someone. You don't know who this person is necessarily, but they sort of radiate this fiery energy that makes you nervous. You can tell by the look of them that they must be a fire genasi or at least something similar. But as they speak to this man, your crosshairs are on their left eye. Even though they're so far away, your scope allows you to get that close of a target. As you're watching this conversation take place, you sort of feel somebody crawl up next to you because you're currently prone with the gun ready, like in a sniper position. And you see a younger woman, maybe 20-something, half-elf girl, with her own rifle, much less impressive than Overwatch, sitting there also watching this happen. And you hear yourself speak, but it's not your voice. You hear yourself say, "I thought I told you to stay at home. This is not your fight." And you hear her next to you say, "Shut up, Mom." And she also, takes aim, and you guys watch together, just as this conversation goes on for a moment. In the instant that you see this fire genasi person start to get riled up, their shoulders rise, you pull the trigger. You come back to yourself, holding onto the Overwatch, and like the ace, you can feel that there is some kind of presence here that is recognized you, but cannot speak. But you now have the Overwatch in your possession.
Cool. As a bonus action, I'm going to use my Fey Touched ability to Misty Step.
Cool.
And I'm going to remember how to use Roll20. Please let me move. Okay. And I'm going to Misty Step right here. And I know that this gun has just been fired. And I'm assuming hasn't been reloaded. And I ignore the reload function with firearms.
Ooh.
So I'm going to take one of the magic bullets that I know is magic that is strapped to the rifle.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to stick it in.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to point it at this fucking asshole.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, you do not have the Marin stamp of approval. And I'm going to shoot Overwatch at this bitch.
Okay.
That's right.
Roll me a d6.
Okay.
Wild
23.
magic. That'd
Can
be
I-
nuts. D6 and get
Marin-
23.
2.
Can I, as Marin, give him advantage because I'm.
I
He's
actually...
already got advantage.
I-
technically.
I do?
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh. I have it from Silvery Barbs, so I'm curious where the advantage is coming from.
Don't you? Oh wait, no. Ranged weapons on prone people don't have advantage.
Yeah, this is just a straight shot.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I
I would have disadvantage, but I'm using the Silvery Barbs left over from my reaction for
Okay.
just a regular shot.
I'm intrigued but scared. Intrigued
I think the
but scared.
D6 was for the bullet. I have a
It
feeling.
was,
yeah.
Yeah.
Please be a fireball.
Sorry,
Right.
I'm reading over its non-attuned abilities to make sure that.
Yeah, I know I'm not
Amazing.
attuned, but I know also the ace didn't require attunement for some of its abilities, so...
Hey, Koop, you don't want to sit down for an hour and attune to this weapon
Just
in the
real
middle of the fight?
I'm good. I don't need
Just
to
call
do that.
timeout. Just call
Yeah,
timeout.
like,
She's-
hold up.
Okay.
And she
So
does like a
Serena can use her
scorpion.
100 hit dice.
Go ahead and roll to hit like you would with your normal gun.
When you say normal gun, do you mean the ace?
The ace of spades.
Oh god. Hold on.
Is there a bonus to the attack?
There is.
Okay, so I will just roll without knowing what the bonus is, and then you can add
Yeah.
the bonus onto it. So,
Nat 20, nat 20, nat 20.
well, I'll tell you what, kids.
What?
Oh,
It's
no.
not a nat 20,
Uh,
and I have two. I snuck in a use of Blessing of the Babe earlier to not fail my concentration
5.
check. So I have plus. I don't know what the bonus is, so I'm going to add
yeah.
all of my Blessing of the Babe that's left to make it a 24.
24
So I know that
will
hits.
just hit, but you also have a plus an additional 3 from Overwatch. So,
Okay, so 27. Okay, so good. I know what that is.
All right.
I'm going to pretend I didn't know what that is and still use both uses of Blessing of the Babe, because I wouldn't need both of
Okay.
them, but I'm going to use both.
So the base damage that you're gonna roll me is the classic 2d10 of 3d10 for Overwatch, plus your dexterity, plus 10 damage of your choice
Fire.
of necrotic or radiant damage.
Oh, Radiant.
oh. Damn it, I wish my turn was.
Legendary weapons.
21.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to burn my one remaining Warlock spell slot to attack again.
Oh
With
yeah.
another bullet. Would you
Oh,
like
yeah.
me to roll another d6?
Yeah. If you get a 2, re-roll it.
I got a 6.
Okay.
And then plus 3.
Go ahead and roll your shit
Ooh.
plus 3 for hit.
So I rolled a 19. It hits. Because it's plus like 11. So 30. And yeah.
And then roll your 3d10 plus dex plus your choice of necrotic or radiant damage.
It will be radiant damage.
Mhm.
Plus 3 plus 10. 24.
Okay. Now for the special effects of bullets. Bullet number 2. I need you to roll me a d10.
There you are. 5.
Fuck! All right. And for the 6, I want you to roll me. Fuck, I hate that one. All right. I was expecting for Serena to use that on you guys. For the 6, you're gonna roll me 6d6.
Holy shit. Hold up. No, roll 20. Listen to me. 19.
That's pretty good for 66. Just a little over average.
Yeah. So
19 times 2 is 38, right?
About a 4. Say that again.
Wait, what?
19 times 2 is 38, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool, because that's fire damage. All right. So let me resolve both of these shots at once. So the first one that you load into the chamber, the Overwatch has
Technically, I apologize. I can't forget
What?
this because it might be important.
What?
Because of the War Maiden's might, the second bullet shot technically does 1 extra point of damage.
Well,
Only
every
1
point counts.
So.
Okay. So being rather a gun enthusiast, lover, I don't know what you'd call yourself, somebody who likes them, you are floored by just how smoothly this gun operates. The Overwatch is a comparable probably to a 50 caliber bolt action, which in layman's terms is kind of an elephant gun. It's big, and you would think it would be very cumbersome, but it is not. The bolt slide is smoother than even a brand new gun. And as you pull it back, it ejects the shell of the last bullet. You load this first one in, which you notice has this sort of like crackling pattern on the bullet itself, whereas the shell is like solid brass. You load that in place, and you barely have to aim, but you glance down this scope, and you notice that the scope actually adjusts automatically.
Good lord.
When you focus on Osdala, the scope zooms out, so you have a very clear view of her without being too, like, close. And you fire this first bullet and strike her, like, across the back of her carapace.
The scope is Noah's wet dream, is what it is.
That sounds great.
Yeah. And as you pull back for the second shot, open up the bolt slide, put in the second bullet, you notice this one is warm to the touch, to the point that you are like, how is this not ignited, the gunpowder, at this point? But you load that in, and you aim again, and this time you feel the scope, the gun, like, the scope almost pulls you a little bit and centers you more like center mass. And you fire off this second one. When the first bullet hits, you don't notice any, like, extra anything happen necessarily to Osdala, except that she slows down, like she almost like jitters in place as you stun her. The second bullet,
it was just her turn too, so we get 2 whole fucking rounds of this shit, motherfuckers.
Hell yeah! Hell yeah!
I was hoping that I would get to shoot Noah with that bullet. The second one, as soon as it like gets under her shell, the bullet like travels underneath the Ansu's rune. You watch as like her back, like lower back, I guess, like ahead of her tail, just blows out in fire. Like you know how, this is dark, but if you shoot somebody in the head with a high caliber gun, there's a small entry hole and a massive exit hole. That's what happens to her. But it just explodes in fire. And you all see as like smoke is just trailing from the barrel of Overwatch in Christmas's hands.
Nope, because I'm invisible and so is the gun.
So there's just a wisp of smoke in midair. But you're invisible, so you can't see the gun. Never mind. Okay. Anything else for your turn?
No, I'm all tapped out. That's all I
That
got.
explains why he didn't know what kind of bullet he was shooting, and he was just like feeling around for him.
Yep.
I mean, even then, they're not labeled. They don't have cute little labels that say Aconite, Ultimatum.
And I'm betting, because I detect magic at will, so I knew there wasn't like a trap on the gun, and I knew that the bullets and the scope are actually separately enchanted. Wink, wink,
Yep.
Noah. So the I'm assuming all of the bullets are basically evocation. The
Anyway.
magic vibes that are coming off. Okay. Wait, I would like clarification because I would know.
You'll get clarification later. Next up will be Sala. I'll just run through her turn real quick as she sees the Overwatch disappear off the ground, and she's like, okay. And just pulls up her own gun. She's going to make some shots. That's not... Does she have an extra attack? I can't remember.
You only get one shot.
Not throwing away my shot.
Also, because it's going to get asked, stunned does not mean paralyzed, so it's not auto crits.
No, that's okay. Just means
But
she
they
loses
do
a-
automatically fail dex and strength throws.
And attacks against them have advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Ayy.
But she's
yeah.
prone, so she already has.
Yeah,
she
but
already
now
has
it's
advantage.
all attacks.
Now all
it's not
attacks,
just
yeah.
melee.
So ranged
Okay.
attacks are just regular now.
Okay. Sala is going to bang bang and deal herself math. Total of 35 damage. Oh, whoops, math did math wrong. How did I do math wrong with the calculator?
That's
Okay.
impressive.
Put in the wrong buttons.
The calculator deleted my tally. But actually Sala's attack, fuck, this fucking Serena's stunned. God damn it.
Did it not work?
No, she can't.
No, there's a
she
thing
can't
that's
use
supposed
any,
to.
legendary actions.
We
or
hit a
reactions.
threshold, but she's stunned. God. Okay, I hate you, Koop. All right, so you watch these bullets also strike Osdala's carapace. One of them rips the last segment of one of her legs off, just to be cruel, because why not? She's a bitch anyway. And you guys watch as Osdala's carapace, which originally started out sort of a lighter color, since darkened, goes jet black with almost like these starry looking bits of glitter studded through the carapace, and the tip of her tail turns this sort of like blue and purple, almost like galaxy, if you will. But she can't do anything, so you don't know what's happening. That'll bring us to Noah.
Woo! I have a really quick turn. So I'm still hasted.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to take out a stick of dynamite. I'm going to run. Since I can go as far as I want, I'm going to run clear to the back of the room next to Osdala, so I'm away from everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to use my first action to cast Enlarge on the stick of dynamite. I'm going to use my
tail.
I'm going to use my second action to shoot her at disadvantage because I'm poisoned. Wait,
Nope.
do I just have a straight roll because she's prone?
Dynamite stick. No, you have advantage because she's stunned.
Yeah, but I'm
So
poisoned, so
it
that
cancels out. It's just regular.
Okay, so just straight
just
roll.
roll.
Yeah.
Well, what
Yeah.
are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm shooting her first. I use my first action to enlarge the pool
Okay.
noodle. Second action, fire.
Yeah, so flat roll.
Oh, that's gonna. I don't think that's gonna hit her. Yeah, it's only gonna be a 17, so that's
Nope.
gonna miss. All right, and then as a bonus action, I am going to basically just hold the pool noodle out, like in my hand, and use my fire breath, which is a dexterity saving throw, which she fails immediately.
Yep.
So yeah, let me know how many d6 that is again, because I don't remember, but I can roll the fire breath.
What is the blast radius on that?
Most dynamite is like a 10-foot radius, but then I made it bigger. So
I don't remember the stats for half a pool noodle of dynamite. I think it was
like 10 d6.
Yeah. Normally it's d6s for fire damage. So yeah, do 10 d6.
Okay. So the actual fire breath itself that hits her is 8, 9, 14 points of fire damage.
Okay, 28.
And let me add this up. 10, 14.
I feel like Noah needs to start giving these in large dynamites to Foostrak, because Noah's resistant to fire. And Foostrak's immune.
That is 35 points of fire damage from the pool noodle, which I take half of. So I'm going to take 17.
Yep, you take 17, she takes 70.
Yeah. And that's all my actions and my bonus actions.
The tide of this battle changed very quickly.
Yes, it did.
It's all right. I got to kill somebody. I'm happy.
Oh my god.
What?
What?
Okay, so... Yep.
I look terrible, y'all.
You dealt almost 100 points of damage one round because of fire damage.
Uh-huh.
Very nice. Okay. Actually, yeah, you dealt 98 total, right?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, yeah, you just add to the fire that is growing across her back from Overwatch. And she would be squirming, except she can't really. All she
She's
can
prone,
do is...
stunned, and pinned down with
Yeah. So that'll bring us then to Magda.
Okay, I was
any of her legendaries or her reactions.
I was going to do my Anatomia Paratia, but I think everyone's doing okay without it.
I love that ability.
So I do too, but I think people are doing okay with the fire damage.
For now.
So what? Do I want to bring out the big guns then?
Do it.
I mean, who else are you going to use it on?
Go big.
I'll do it.
Go big.
Do it.
I am going to do my ability Sanguine Miasma.
Yes!
Fuck yes.
Yay.
So, basically, what happens...
Technically,
I can spurt out a bunch of acid damage, but I have to wager how many dice I want to roll to give them acid damage, and then I take half of that in psychic damage.
if you win the bet.
Yes, if I win a D100 roll against the DM.
Mm-hmm.
So, how much do I want to do? I can do... No, I'm not going to do all of it. I'm not stupid.
I'm just excited. I'm sorry.
Because I think I can do 15d8. Up to 15d8.
How many,
Which, honestly, if I took all of that damage, I wouldn't be out. But...
Isn't your Hemocraft die a D10?
I think it's an 8. Hold on, let me see.
Because I'm pretty sure it's
Boopy boop.
your level times your Hemocraft die, which I'm pretty sure is a D10. So you can wager... It
says D8.
Huh.
So,
I think the D10 is at a higher level. My bad. Yeah, so you can wager as many as you want.
35.
No, I can only do 15.
All 15.
No. Let's go. Let's feel a little dangerous. Let's go with 10.
Okay, so roll me 10d8. See what you're working with.
I'm rolling it now.
Yes,
Okay.
this is the amount of damage that you have the potential to do to yourself or Osdala.
Okay. Ooh. 12 plus... 12 plus 4 is 16. 13 plus 16 is...
29.
29.
Yeah.
This is when a dice roller is very handy.
9 plus 29 is...
38.
38. 12 plus that,
50.
50.
and then 11.
61.
Cool.
So, for those watching, basically what she's done is say, this is how much damage I want to deal. And now she's going to roll off against me. And whoever gets the higher deals that damage to the other. So, basically what will happen is if she wins, she deals that amount of damage to Osdala but takes half of it herself. If I win, it's reversed.
Oh, not great.
Blood hunters on steroids.
Not great.
Not on steroids. What'd you get?
30.
30? Okay.
It's not good.
Hold on, I'm just double checking details. Okay, against 30. You're fucking kidding me.
29?
29.
Oh, get fucked, Scorpion, bitch!
Alright, so you're gonna take 30 psychic damage. She's taking 61 acid damage, which she does not have resistance to. It's poison that she's immune to. Let's see. So, for the rest of you, as you watch Magda approach Osdala, since Magda got these tattoos, you guys have seen her use some of the mutagens, but you've not seen some of the other things she can do that are not related to them, really. In the process of getting these tattoos, your blood was basically acidified, but because of your participation in the basically the trial that makes a blood hunter and makes, Order of the Mutant Blood Hunters makes their bodies basically poisonous. Yours was acidified, but also imbued with residuum. And one of the abilities that you gained from this, maybe unintended abilities that you gained from this, was the ability to essentially create a mist of blood around yourself, using the tattoos as exit points, as you all watch just a red mist appear around Magda in I believe it's a 15-foot, it's 15-foot radius. But anybody else in the radius, you are untouched, almost like you have sort of a shell against the miasma. But it does envelop part of Osdala. And you see Magda focus in, and a fist clench as the mist thickens and becomes darker red. And Osdala, once again, can't really do anything except just shudder in place, in pain, as this miasma leaches into her carapace, and you watch it start to erode pieces of chitin as this acid just eats at her. But as payment for literally a blood sacrifice, you watch as around the edges of Magda's tattoo, her skin also erodes, but not nearly as badly. The tattoos themselves, untouched.
I'm fine.
These are going to be some interesting scars. Anything else you'd like to do?
Yes.
I was hoping for this badass Magda moment. I feel good.
Also, as a bonus action,
yes,
I would like to cast on her Blood Curse of Binding.
You can do that as a bonus action?
So she must make a strength saving throw, which she has disadvantage on.
No, she fails them automatically.
Yeah, she fails
she fails automatically. Haha.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to I have to amplify it because she's a big old creature.
She's a big old witch.
But I can do that. So I take one damage. Oh
nice.
No. And then
you're getting cocky, and it's new. I love it.
I'm sorry. So the curse lasts for 1 minute. She can make a saving throw at the end of each of her turns, but within that time, her speed is reduced to 0, and she can't take reactions until the end of my next turn.
But you amplified it, right?
Yes. So it lasts for a minute.
So you've half stunned her for a minute after her stun ends.
Yes.
She can't move, period.
Nope.
She's prone forever.
She can't move or make reactions.
Yep.
For a
Her
minute.
body is a prison.
Would she still be able to use legendary actions because they're not reactions?
Yes.
Okay. So you have taken away one of her best things, which she has some damn good reactions.
Yeah. And she's prone, so any attacks that she makes from there using legendary actions, if they are just attacks, are going to have disadvantage.
Okay.
And she can't move, so I don't think that she can even get up from being prone. Yeah.
And she's in difficult terrain, so she'd have a hard time anyway.
Anything
and the
else,
immovable
Magda?
rod, she still has to figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else,
No, I
Magda?
think that's it.
Just feeling yourself. Okay.
I'm
Magda
finally
was
feeling
the secret
confident
ingredient.
again.
This is all this is what we were missing all along.
Magpie. Foostrak.
Well, I'm good at one thing, and that one thing is beating things with a hammer.
Nice.
So, all right, and I have advantage because she's prone. And actually, I'm going to use my lucky to re-roll on that because that was not great. Fuck, that still wasn't great. Yeah, so the best I did on that was a 18. I haven't rolled that low on an attack in forever.
What was your die roll?
On that other one, an 8. Oh no, so it was an unnatural 20, sorry.
Still not going to hit.
Yeah.
Her AC is 24.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Which I think is perfectly reasonable for this party.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
Especially when we're all
attack.
fucking poisoned and shit.
Hey,
all right, there we go. A 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
All right.
I'm having a good time.
All right, so that is going to be 17 damage, but I'm going to burn a superiority die to add another D8 onto that, and that's going to be another 5.
What's total?
So 22 damage, and she is going...
Just heap on more effects, more debuffs. Let's do it.
She's going to be goaded. So even if she could attack, she would have disadvantage against anyone else. So basically, until the end of my next turn, her legendary actions have to come at me, or they have disadvantage if it's an attack.
Gotcha. Let me actually mark that down, because there's a lot happening.
I have one superiority die left.
All right. Anything else?
No, not at this point. I'm going to be saving the rest of it for reactions.
Cool. Squall's dead, so we'll move back to the top of the order. Serena's stunned, but she takes some effects. So what do I need to roll?
Wisdom save, and I'm going to use a reaction to impose disadvantage with silvery barbs.
And she'll also need to make a Constitution save.
Okay, that's a natural 1 for the Christmas thing.
Merry
That's
Christmas.
another natural 1 for Foostrak's thing.
Yes!
Wow! What the fuck, guys?
She takes another 23 points of radiant damage.
And she takes 6 radiant damage from Moonbeam. Because I rolled like garbage on that.
All right.
I'm not rolling well today, peeps.
It's okay. Everybody else is. Okay. She can't do shit, so Christmas.
I'm going to move here. And I'm going to just drop Overwatch on the ground right in front of Sala. At this point, I think I've realized, based on the way that she is attempting to move and the movements that Christmas has made, I think he's probably realized that she has some extra sight and this invisibility is not working as well. However, he doesn't care. He just wants to know that she can see him. Because when he tosses the when he tosses Overwatch down, he'll say, "That was for Squall." And then I'm going to pull out the Ace of Spades and cast Weapon of Reckoning.
Weapon of Reckoning.
Which is going to drop my Spirit Guardians. Get rid of my aura. There we go. And I will use the... I gotta cast it. There's too many things going on.
Too many things for you. What?
Things.
What about me? I got 40 status effects to track.
I also should probably use 15 feet of movement to stand up and not be prone anymore. So I'm gonna do that. No longer prone. All right, so Silvery Barbs is going to offset the disadvantage. So I'm going to attack with the Ace of Spades. That is a... Math is hard.
It is.
25.
Yeah.
25 to hit?
25 to hit.
Perfect. Will you do me some favor real quick? Roll a d6.
I'm not attacking with Overwatch.
No, I know. This isn't something to do with you.
3.
3, doubled to 6. I forgot to do burning damage on Osdala.
Ah.
Continue.
So 25. Obviously fire damage. And right before he fires, he says, "And this is for Leon." And then...
The boy!
I'm going to roll... This gets so confusing. So this is piercing.
I know. Ace of Spades is such a confusing gun.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's a legendary weapon.
So 13 piercing.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to roll the damage for Weapon of Reckoning, which is 2d8 force, so 11 force.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 1d10 fire. 6 points of fire
Double
damage.
12.
Double 12.
Ooh.
That
Okay.
is my action, my movement, my bonus action. That is all she wrote.
Yeah, Osdala's not looking particularly good.
I can imagine why.
Like
Why?
all of the chitinous plates along her back are basically shattered at this point. She's missing a few little leggies. I imagine a pincer is about to fall off. The only part of her that is holding on firm is her tail.
I'm surprised about that, too. The stick of dynamite, the
Yeah.
exit wound
Oh,
from
I
the
know.
bullet.
Ben tried to blow her ass off,
She
and I
had
thought about
a
it.
lot of hit points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But after your turn, Christmas, she's going to use legendary action. She is goaded into attacking Harris.
No, she doesn't have to attack me. She just has disadvantage if she doesn't.
She has disadvantage anyway.
Yeah,
that's true.
So I'm just going to go with the goading attack, and you take your damage and you say thank you. No. She's going to do a little stinger attack. Will a 19 hit you?
That is, yes. I only have an 18 armor class.
To use silvery barbs as a reaction. And she has to roll another d20. And use the... Well, hold on.
Is better.
Roll the d20 and use the lower roll. So she has to roll with disadvantage again.
What?
Silvery barbs. Yep. When they succeed on an attack roll, I make them re-roll the roll.
Okay. So it's another disadvantage roll, not just an additional roll.
Yeah, they're re-rolling the roll, and so then they have to do it with disadvantage.
It's still better.
Okay, well, sorry.
So it's still going to hit.
And I'm giving Sala advantage on her next whatever.
Cool. What the fuck? Come on. Oh, sorry. Wrong guy. Okay. Foostrak, you are going to take... You're already poisoned, aren't you?
Nope.
When did you stop being poisoned?
I never was.
Oh, well, roll me a fucking Constitution saving throw.
I am going to use my Indomitable ability to allow me to re-roll that shit. That's probably not any better. That's a 19.
19 is not quite enough.
Do I have a reaction?
Do you?
You should.
Yeah.
You'd spend your turn since
I'll use
last...
my reaction. Flash of Genius, so you get another 4.
Fuck.
23.
Alright, so you're not poisoned, but you're still taking fucking damage, god damn it. 25 poison damage for you.
Okay. Was any of that piercing or anything, or is it just poison?
Nope, just poison.
Okay.
I made it just poison for my personal ease, even though technically you could argue it would be partially piercing, but fuck it.
That's fair.
I know where this battle is going.
Straight to hell.
Straight to hell. Okay. Whose turn was it just? Christmas?
Yeah, it was Christmas.
Cool, it's Sala's turn. She's gonna pick up the fucking Overwatch because it's her gun, goddammit.
Then it eats her.
Well, Christmas, being that you're right next to her, you will notice that as she, much like you, when she touches the gun, I put a circle on you, I'm sorry. When she touches the gun, there is a very, very, brief moment of hesitation as you realize something just hit her, too, the way it did with you. But as she pulls it up, she, being very, very adept with guns herself, unloads the shell and it goes flying off to the side. And she picks one of the other bullets off of the gun, just for fun. Koop, go ahead and roll me a d6, reroll if you get a 2 or a 6.
I've gotten a 2 3 times in a row. Let's try again. That's a 6.
God damn it.
That's a 2.
God!
That's a 5.
Alright. Good God. Fuck. Alright.
He just colored in part of the 6 because he was tired of rolling.
It's a 6. No, wait. It's a 5. Turn it over.
Sala's going to sidestep so she has a clear line of sight. As she brings up this giant ass rifle, which, by the way, Sala's a little lady. This is almost comically big compared to her. but brings up this big, like, steel and brass monstrosity of an elephant gun and takes aim. Christmas, you'll see out of the corner of your eye, as she realizes what the scope is doing, you see a little grin before she pulls the trigger.
I just keep imagining the cat doing all this stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just have the circus song Entry of the Gladiators running through my head right now, because this is a joke now. I did not know that song was called Entry of the Gladiators
I didn't
until
either.
a while
That
ago.
doesn't seem fitting.
That's
but-
what it's
Yeah.
called. All right. Anything? Cool. All right. So Sala takes her shot, and then the bullet effect. As the bullet like sinks into the front of Osdala's like shell plates, you guys will see this. Like the front plate that is sort of makes up her head. You watch it crack, and then the spot where the bullet hit, you watch it like swell out suddenly, and there's just a burst of like blackness and ichor that starts running down the sides of her body. Which, fun fact, this is basically a mini blight bullet.
Nice.
So you watch. If she wasn't already like completely black, like you would have watched like black spider webbing through her entire body. That's going to do some damage, and she is not resistant to necrotic damage. Okay. Sala just dealt 50 damage in one shot.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Girl.
Oh yeah.
I just have a horrible thought.
What?
No, don't say it.
No. Like horrible in a good way.
Oh, okay.
Enlarge Reduce is on sight. So, like, what if you held your action to cast Enlarge on a bullet after it was fired? Like, right before it hit the target.
That feels like that's playing with the rules too much because it's so fast.
What if it was a
It says
cannon?
you cause a creature or an object you can see, and I would argue that bullets move so fast that the majority of people can't see them.
Yeah.
That's fair. What if it was a
But if-
cannonball?
If Noah,
Yeah, you can see a cannonball travel.
but if Noah cast haste on Christmas, Christmas might be fast enough to be able to see the bullet and cast enlarge on it
Oh,
before
I
it
don't
hits.
have it. I was thinking about Noah. This felt like I thought of it and I was like, that seems like a Noah thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Noah, no, it's your turn.
Okay. Question.
What?
How much of... Would it cost me...
How much of my
you know-
arm is left?
No. Would it cost me... Because I know it's kind of like a free action to take a stick of dynamite out of the bag. If I spent an entire action, how many could I take out?
You're asking me how many sticks of dynamite can you load up at once?
Yeah, with one action.
He's going to level the building.
I mean, I assume there's already a hole, like the wall behind him is gone. I'll say if you spend a whole action on it, how many do you have?
8.
You know what? Let's go big. I'll let you take out all of them.
Cool. I am going to...
Rule of cool. Let's do it.
Yeah. I'm going to use one action to dump 8 sticks of dynamites.
Yeah, I assume the action is just like turning over your bag and just like pulling. Yeah.
I'm going to drop them right there. I'm going to run across the room behind Magda here. And then as my second action, I am going to cast at 3rd level Flaming Sphere.
I love playing with this man. All right.
So
yeah.
I'm going to cast Flaming Sphere right in front of me, like a couple spaces in front of me. And then for my bonus action, I'm going to use its ramming attack and hit Osdala where the dynamite is. So she immediately is going to have to make a dex saving throw, which I think she fails.
She's not stunned anymore.
Oh, she's not stunned anymore?
No. I believe she has disadvantage, though.
Okay.
No,
so
she's
she has
stunned.
to make a... Oh, I'm sorry.
She's
it's a dex
stunned
save.
until her turn, and for my
her
thing.
turn was at the beginning of the round.
Yeah.
Did she make a save?
Well, no, her stun ended, but your binding curse still goes.
Yeah.
Until your turn. So she can't move
until
anyway.
she can make a save at the end of her turn.
Yeah, but I believe she's got disadvantage because she's got a lot of shit happening right now.
Yeah, and it was a strength saving throw, so yeah.
So Stella has a lot going on right now.
I've rolled 2 pairs of natural ones today.
Nice.
Oh,
did she fail that strength throw then?
Hell yeah.
What strength throw?
So the strength throw to resist Magda's thing.
That's not till Magda's next turn.
No, it's till her turn.
Oh my god.
So I see where the confusion is here.
Her turn hasn't happened since mine yet.
Yes, it has.
It has.
When
Before Christmas.
So to clear this up, because everyone is thinking of different things. She was stunned until the end of her last turn. Magda's binding requires her to make another save on her turn to break it. Because she was still stunned on her turn, she would have failed that anyway. So the binding is continuing until well, for a minute. It doesn't last for the turn because it lasts for a minute.
It's for a minute, yeah.
So does the binding, since she has 0 movement, that means she automatically fails dex saves?
No. I already rolled 2 natural ones. She fails anyway.
She fails anyway. All right. So just for the flaming sphere, she takes 3d6 of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to be 10.
20.
Okay. And then there's 8 sticks of dynamite. And or I'm sorry, 8 sticks of dynamite. And
that's 80. It's gonna be like 40d6.
No, because they're not enlarged. So it would be half as many d6, so like 5d6 per stick.
So it's still 40d6.
Yeah, 40. Yeah.
5 times.
Okay, let me roll that real quick digitally.
Yeah, please do. No, do just classic.
No, you have to roll 40 actual dice, and it has to be at one time.
Oh my god, that's
so
many
many
dice.
Who do we think Ben is, Ash?
What?
131 points of fire damage.
Doubled
to 262.
Is this lady fucking dead or what?
What's the blast radius on this, by the way?
Yeah, that too.
So I was thinking about that. If we were playing the game of Minecraft,
this would level the building.
No, TNT, when it goes off, throws other TNT. So, but you know what, Ben? Give me a quick roll me a D100.
Cool, I love these. Are my favorite. 3.
Okay. Lower is better.
Oh, good.
No, it was just funny that I'm like, out of 100, you're like 3. Okay, so 2, 6, 2. All right. All right. So imagine with me, if you will. Let me paint you.
Oh, and she's on fire.
It's not gonna matter.
Scorpions on fire.
You all watch Noah behind Osdala just turn over his bag of holding and dump out all of the dynamite he has. Which, 1 stick is already a lot. 2 sticks is like, that's classic Noah. 8 fucking sticks is the true kamikaze tiefling. And you watch them all just like clatter onto the ground, and Noah runs away. And as soon as he is not that far away, but further, you watch him just take a pose like he's getting ready to bowl, and he bowls a flaming sphere across the room, and it bounces off Osdala in perfect angle geometry and then hits the dynamite. The dynamite does not fizz down because an entire flaming sphere hits all of the sticks at once. There is no time for the fuse. It is instantaneous. Foostrak, you're very lucky that you're immune to fire damage, but I'm still going to say you get knocked on your ass and thrown about 10 feet.
Yeah, that's fair.
You guys watch as it's technically not bisecting because she's not being cut in half. Her entire back half is just gone. As just an inferno of gunpowder engulfs half the room and probably singes most of you. And there's going to be, like, this is so big, there's some ambient fucking damage going on. Like, I need everybody to take, like, a little bit of damage at least from your ears exploding. And some, like, singeing. I'm going to say everybody take 10 fire damage.
So 5.
Foostrak.
I have vulnerability to fire damage right now.
Okay, so but
I imagine Foostrak's hair on the front of him, and the front of his clothes are just gone.
It's like in a cartoon when a cartoon character sticks their face in a hole and there's an explosion and they come back and like it's just like blackened. No, Foostrak, I imagine your fur doesn't singe as easily anymore, so like you're okay.
The front half of my clothes though.
No, that's gone. You guys watch just the back half of Osdala disappear in a fiery, just typhoon, as well as like the backside of the tower. Just all of the stonework is blown outward in like the moment that you guys remember when the tower, like Sauron's eyes, like collapsing, and it stops and then explodes everywhere. Yeah, imagine that with the stonework of this fucking tower, and it's gonna make like half the roof collapse, and like I'm gonna count that as part of your ambient damage of just like stonework falling on you. But as the like floor and part of the tower are crumbling and the smoke billows away, now that this place is just open to the air and the wind, you see the front half of Osdala just like pincers a couple legs and her head, like very weakly trying to grasp onto the stonework before the rest of her body just slides off and falls out of the tower down into the city below.
Yeah, falling damage.
You hear the distant sound of chitin hitting stonework as she strikes the ground. And much like with the death of Reziel, you all hear this distant scream.
The whole party is just like leaning over the edge together.
Yeah.
Looking down.
If you go to look, you'll see that what's left of her body starts to sort of shrink down until you can't see anything of her anymore, but there may be something still there. And there is this loud, like, fizzing sound as all of the mass of her body that is like let go from this magical form starts to just like burn in the open air, and you watch this dark mass, like poison green mass, disperse. Yes.
Did her tail fall down there?
Her tail was disintegrated by this.
Her tail
is vaporized.
Yeah.
Her pinchers are still up here?
No, her body fell.
I just said she fell out of the tower.
Okay. I thought you meant half of her fell.
You can go look and see if there's anything left.
Yeah, I'm gonna...
Hold up. We are in enemy territory right now. We did this, but...
I get it, but...
We gotta scoot.
There was something left behind from Reziel that Noah could possibly use, so I was going to see if the same thing for Osdala.
Are you using your wings to go get it?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to hand you a flask.
Okay.
Like, okay, be very careful when you grab it.
Okay.
And then I'm going to, like, just, like, nursing all the wounds all over my body, I'm going to go over to what's left of Squall and very delicately, like, sweep up all the crystal shards and put them in a jar.
Do you take the hammer?
Yeah, I'm taking everything that was there.
Okay. Yeah, you get.
I was going to say I was going to wrap up his stuff if you didn't.
Yeah, so you have the smoky quartz shards and the hammer.
I will go over to Foostrak though and be like, "Do you have one of those smoke grenade bomb things?"
Sure do. I got.
I just need one.
I got one. Sala has the other one.
Cool. Hold on.
You're gonna teleport us out of here, right?
Hold that thought. I'm gonna take the smoke bomb and I'm gonna take the glass bomb that I have and I'm gonna chuck both of them down the stairs.
Okay.
Yep. Because we probably have company coming very soon, so I'm doing that.
Yeah, you guys hear the shattering of glass as these two things go down the stairway. First, you hear the of smoke just released into the air, and then compared to the dynamite blast, very quiet explosion of gunpowder.
And then I will just say, once Magda gets back up here, we gotta fly out of here. I'll look at Foostrak and Sala and just be like, yeah, you'll both fit. And then I'm gonna polymorph into an ancient deep crow, which is actually the same size that Osdala was. So, yeah.
Jesus.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm flying down there. Do you need me to make an investigation check or something like that?
Yes.
Okay. Fuck, I have disadvantage on intelligence checks. Fuck. Oh, wait. Since we're out of combat, I'm going to do my strange metabolism, and I'm going to avoid that side effect.
Cool.
That is a unnatural 20.
Nice. I imagine Magda, now with the confidence of wings, just jumps out of the tower and then activates the wings.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like there's a free fall and just off to the sides.
Mm-hmm.
These teal, white, and black wings. As you come in for a pretty easy, soft landing at the bottom, you don't see anybody in your immediate area. You can see the glint of armor in the distance, as there are definitely people coming in. But as you look at where Osdala fell, it's not hard to tell where, because this poisonous miasma that exuded off her remains left this horribly acid burned scorch on the ground where you're thinking nothing will ever grow in that spot again. And as you look in the center of it, you see so tiny, the size of maybe a penny, a little scorpion pincer laying there.
I pluck it, put it in the little flask, and then I back up.
While this is happening, because my haste is going to run out eventually, I'm going to use my extra actions. Who is poisoned?
Me.
Okay, so just you and me. So I get 4 free lesser restorations a day, so I'm going to get rid of both of our poisons.
That's fucking awesome!
Yeah. Well, so if we were going to get to higher levels, there's level 14 of an artificer, I get heal for free.
Damn.
That's the alchemist gets that?
Yeah, that's the alchemist.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
There's a reason why the artificer is the best class. Yeah. And each subclass is amazing on its own.
Every potion and healing spell I do gets an additional +4 on top of my intelligence modifier.
Damn.
Wild.
Yeah, I get lots of healing all the time.
Yeah, so Noah will basically flush poison from you guys using his artificer might, his little concoctions that he keeps on him. Yeah. And when Magda returns, she has got her little scorpion pincer. And you guys do hear toward the bottom of the tower as there is commotion as Hesperian soldiers start to arrive and members of the Cults of the Eternal.
All right, let's go.
I am huge, not gargantuan. I believe I would still be able to fit Foostrak and Sala, considering that Sala is small.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Time to go.
And so Magda's just carrying Noah.
Noah can fly.
No,
Yeah.
I already used my
Oh,
fly
No, you already
today.
used it.
No. Did you?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I used it the night
It
before.
was
No, it
yesterday.
was the day
Yeah.
before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
you-
then I'll
you
just
got
jump
fly.
out the window.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Done. Wings.
Yeah. No, just
That extra,
Um,
the extra day of padding really helped out.
Yeah.
didn't it though? Like, seriously. Like, I'm so glad we overhauled Magda. Like,
Yeah.
that was cool as shit.
Me too.
Like, that
I
whole
am finally
battle-
feeling like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm competent. I can do
Got
shit
some
now.
utility, got some fun
Yeah.
abilities, got some gambling. Hell yeah.
Hell
I don't
yeah.
really care about gambling that much in real life, but in D&D I love gambling abilities. It's like a drug. Holy fuck. All right. Sorry, I just saw your screenshot of all the dice.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah. You guys take off through the hole in the tower together, and you head eastward back across the city. As you do, there are some very piddly attempts to shoot at you guys, but it's not gonna work. Bows, like arrows, just like fall short of you. Bullets just scream past. Nothing's happening. But yeah, you guys head across the city. Are you guys going back to Sing Tower? What are you doing?
Yeah, I
Um,
think so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless Christmas can try and do Mirage Arcane again, but I don't think he can.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty spent when it comes to spells.
Okay.
Can I ask a question real quick? Before we took off from the tower, the people who are coming towards us, how are they dressed? What do they look like? Like, can I see people that are part of the Cult of the Eternal?
The most common type of people you'll see are mostly primarily sun elves, but a lot of elves in like gold armor, gold colored armor, not actually golden armor. But in amongst them, you will see people that are in sort of gray and dark, like super dark, almost like galaxy purple robes and armor. Being that you guys have encountered the Cult of the Eternal and their like general vibe before, you will recognize that is them. There's like, for every 20 Hesperian soldiers, there's one member of the Cult of the Eternal. And there are some GWC rebels sprinkled in as well.
Can I... Does disguise self change your voice?
No.
You can try and mimic her voice, though.
Yeah, but I don't even remember what she sounds like.
She
we
kind
just
of
listened
felt
to her
like,
talk.
oh god, I'm dead.
Even if it's at disadvantage.
She sounds like...
We heard her talk before, like as Serena.
Even if it is at disadvantage, I am going to when I jump out of the tower, I'm going to, or just before, I'm going to put on Serena's white cloak that I still have.
Ooh.
And I'm going to cast Disguise Self so I look like her.
Okay.
And I'm just going to like hover over the city, and I'm going to use thaumaturgy to boom my voice out across the city and tell them to stand down. I don't care if it's at disadvantage. That's it.
Yeah, I
That's all.
need
I'm
you to
just
roll
gonna try.
a deception check with disadvantage.
That is totally fine.
It's very
it's-
clever, though.
It's +0, so yeah.
Nice.
Nat 1. Hey there, you guys. Just gonna need you to stand down real quick. We're good. Everything's fine.
This
Everything's
almost
fine.
comes
We're
off
so
as
far
a
down there.
taunt, is what it comes off as
Yeah,
now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
There's just a hail of bullets and spells flung your way, but you're too high up for anybody to hit you.
I will. I'll use my spell refueling ring to hit myself with invisibility, and then we can take off.
War's over, you guys. We won.
Oh, here's the other thing, Ash. You thought the free lesser restorations and heal were cool. I have a spell restoring, or no, I'm sorry. I have a spell restoring ring, but I also have a spell storing ring that stores 8 spells at a second level that I can just use. So I get 8 free spell slots.
Oh my god.
This is the most broken fucking class ever.
Yeah, for real.
It's not broken though. It's just very well done.
Yeah.
Super buffy.
I really don't think it's overpowered. I think Ben is just very good at using it. But yeah, you guys fly across the city. Partway across, we're gonna do a quick thing. Each of you independently will experience this sort of blinding flash across your vision. And none of you are here together. This is happening to each of you individually.
Oh, good.
As you see, standing before you in this, like, black space void, you can see, like, planets in the distance. You can see the very, very distant, sort of blue of Atlaran itself. But around you, you see like stars, and you can see occasionally one will turn sort of a sickly orange and blink out. Just occasionally. And standing in front of you, you see a person whom you have never seen before. Or, well, you have, but not like this. Hold on, I got something to show you.
Is it going to be in Roll20?
No, it's going to be in... I'm going to send you a Hero Forge link because I built them.
Yay!
Not a sponsor. I don't think they care.
What?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
I didn't hear what you said either.
You see before you... He comes off as maybe some kind of elf. Maybe a drow, maybe a moon elf, but his skin color is not quite right for either of those. It is sort of a pale, almost ice blue color. Hold on, I'm getting the link for you. And he is dressed in a sort of dark brown that around the edges has almost the color of rotting wood to it. And a few other colors besides. You see purples and dark blues. More of these sort of like the colors you see in nebulas and galaxies. And you see these bright, like flame yellow eyes looking at you, long white hair, a very short beard. And you can see that in one hand, he holds this orb, this highly decorated metallic and glass orb that you see is flickering. These many, many colors are just flickering until finally it goes out. And in the other hand, he has one that has already gone dark.
Oh.
And you see him watch this new orb as like the last little bits of light sort of flicker out of it. And he puts the already dead orb on a sort of little holster on his belt, and he holds this other one in his 2 hands. And then he looks at you. You see, even though he doesn't have pupils, shut up. I'm trying to do a serious thing.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't have pupils, you can see his eyes just trained on you before he looks back at the orb one more time, and he says, Osdala, my darling girl, my little scorpion. There's work to be done yet, my love. They may have laid you low, but now you can come home and be set to your proper purpose. You remember the way. through the mist, past Hesper, to home where stars go to die. I'll be seeing you shortly, little dove.
Can you repeat that, Soph?
Shut up. And as for all of you little mortals, you must feel very proud indeed. You know, as a father, it breaks my heart to see my little Osdala suffer, even though it is some comfort to know she'll be coming home. But you know what hurts worse? Seeing my frail, loyal, dutiful little Raziel cut down in his prime, just for doing his best for his old man. Now, Nobodies, as you all seem to be called everywhere these days, I'm feeling generous. I'm going to offer you one final mercy, one last chance. If you step away now, I will forgive you, understanding as I am of what fear makes mortals do. And when the demiweir breaks, not if, but when, you and all the mortals who never stood in my way will live in peace. You see, I think you misunderstand something about me. I don't intend to destroy your little world. I don't intend to rule it. Your current kings and lords and what have you do just fine ruining everything themselves. I don't want your pitiful world for some reign of terror or a power fantasy like my fucking father. You little mortals are so full of yourselves, thinking I want dominion over you. Unlike your weak gods who can't protect you even with a demiweir, I don't derive my power from faith or fear. I make my own power. I will have no need of you. I will move on once I have what I want. Your world will be fine. And you'll never have to worry about the so-called horsemen of famine again. This is the last time I'll offer you an out. I think I've been more than patient. Because despite my children being fearsome in their own right, my dear little ones are but tiny shards of myself. If you continue, Stirnagard will devour you and everyone you hold dear. Raziel already told me who they are. And if you think that without my children my reach is limited, you've clearly forgotten how I operate. I've been preparing for this, not for decades, not centuries, but millennia. And when the Obsidian Collective removed the Boreal King, the final act began. I'm sorry to say that this will not be your story in the end, but you gave it a good try. Now make your choice. Have your soul seized and rotted over centuries of fueling my pursuits, or go home and live on in peace when you see your little world will be just fine when I leave. Now you may speak, Koop.
Insight check.
On what?
We know that we can make him mad. I want to know if he's scared.
Go ahead.
Natural 20.
Not in the
Nice.
fucking slightest.
Cool. Now can I roll an insight check to see if Sav is scared and not Taiylor? I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Cool. No, it's good. We'll see you soon.
I will say as well, as all of you start to like blink out of this vision, you will each hear a string of names run through your head. Rodri, Waifin, Rayru. Christmas, I don't know your parents' names, but you're going to hear them. Magda, you will hear of Hector. You'll hear Gwyn, but then a laugh. Before Sav says, never mind, I've already got her.
Yeah, before he goes, I just flip him 2 birds.
And
fucking
Noah,
shit, bitch.
you will hear your parents' names as well.
Wait, how do you not even... He literally has the same name as his dad.
I don't fucking... Shut up. I don't remember. I can't remember everything. You just fought a god.
Demigod.
Reggie.
But yeah. And you will hear Squall's name as well. But that's when he releases you. And you guys will arrive shortly at Singing Tower. To quite the commotion, as people are trying to figure out what the fuck is happening after a number of large explosions rocked the other side of the city. And you guys disappeared when you were supposed to be doing the Mirage Arcane thing. So as you guys all touch down in the courtyard outside the tower, General Joachim Hendrik comes striding out in his full uniform, his full armor. And he says, "What the fuck is happening?"
Serena Octen is down.
What do you mean she's down?
Well, she's dead. Yeah.
What happened to and he looks at Christmas and says, what happened to the entire
Serena happened. I'm currently tying my Puma cloak around me like a skirt so that I'm not just hanging dong in front of the general.
We had contact with the enemy, and it provided an opportunity for us to cut the head off the snake, so to speak. And we did. At great cost. But we did.
And he looks over your group. And he pauses for a second as he realizes who is missing. And you see him kind of go a little pale, and he says, I suppose then I have work to do.
Who's Squall's guy?
Arabelle.
Is she here, or do we not?
I don't know.
She's probably on the island.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
She probably already knows.
Yeah. Probably.
I'm gonna actually cast Sending real quick.
Okay.
To Arabelle.
Oh boy. Didn't you have a crush on her at one point?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Who didn't?
I mean, she is a big, tall, buff Goliath lady. She's pretty hot.
Squall is dead. He helped to defeat Sov's daughter, Osdala, and he died a hero's death. If you want to talk, we're at Sing Tower.
Yeah, you send it off and you feel it connect. But you understand it was received, but she does not speak back. But the general standing in front of you guys says, I suppose I have some cleaning up to do. No doubt the invading army will start to fall apart without their leader. But I expect them to rally with support from the Hesperian Empire before long.
Now that
hopefully
we've eliminated Serena, give me 8 hours and we can take the city back the way the plan was supposed to go.
We will see if it's necessary.
All right.
But yes, stick around. Your friends that you lent to me, the Mr. Dine and Mr. Broth here, they are out in the field supporting different units currently, but you are all welcome back into the tower to rest. And I would ask that, I know you've already reported to Miss Monarch, but I would ask that you speak to the other Lakari here. I don't know if I'm the right one to deliver that kind of news.
I can do it if you want. I was next to him when he went down, but I could use some new clothes first.
That can be arranged, but I have a sneaking suspicion that at least the Lycari may already know.
Probably.
Either way, I think you all deserve immense thanks from Awaz and, honestly, Frosthold for this. Serena Octen, Osdala, whatever the fuck she called herself, was certainly one of the... Whoops. Bark, 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 bark. She was certainly one of the main influences behind the fracturing of the Glacier Watch. I imagine it would be much easier to pull things back together with her no longer pulling the strings. But I have work to do, and you all look absolutely terrible. So, have some rest, take whatever you need. We will talk in a while about details and whatnot. And he continues on his way.
You all go rest up. I'm okay. I'll talk to the Lycari.
By
I
yourself?
think that's something we should all do.
I'm giving you all an out if you don't want to make that call. I've delivered news like this before. I can do it again. It doesn't bother me. And y'all look beat to shit. I'm fine. For context, I lost 35 hit points that entire combat, basically.
I still have 100 hit points. I'm good too.
Yeah, I have 130 out of 175 left.
I'm gonna tell you what I told the last guy. You can go fuck yourself. I'm not taking the out.
That's fine. I just wanted to make the offer.
While we're talking, I cast Mass Healing Word. Everybody can have 11 hit points back.
Nice.
Woo.
Hey, you doubled your hit points.
I do. Now I have 22.
But yeah, as you guys are kind of gathering up and taking a deep breath before you go on, Sala looks over all of you and she says, It's kind of hard to be happy after something that rough and losing Squall, but you guys should be proud of yourselves. That was, like, I know we took on Reziel, but he was cake compared to her. And she looks at Noah and she says, I'm pretty sure the moment you put down that immovable rod thing, that was the beginning of the end.
I definitely grabbed that, BT Dubs, because that's an expensive item. There's no way I would have left without that. Don't even
Also,
start with me.
technically, could her body have fallen off of the building with the immovable rod keeping it?
Yes, because the floor was gone.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, let's rewrite the last half hour. Let's go back.
Shut up. Shut
He
up.
just hovers in the air.
Don't make me tell you shut up all fucking day, Koop. God damn it. But yeah, you all sort of like take a deep breath, take a second for Noah's healing spell to take effect. Yeah. What you doing?
I'm getting
going on break.
Before we talk to the Lycari.
Okay. Yeah, you guys will be able to head into the main hall and like essentially take a short rest before you go talk to the Lycari if you want to.
I got no hit dice.
Okay. But yeah. We will, that's a perfect spot actually to jump on break. So we'll be back in about 10 minutes to talk to the Lycari and get into sad shit and all that. But yeah. That went differently than I expected, but that's okay. For those who are curious, you guys dealt 1,085 damage to Osdala.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Give or take.
282 of that was my final attack.
262.
No, 282, because I had the flaming spear damage too.
So in that case, make that 1,105.
Yeah,
And
1,100
that's
damage.
still not the most amount of damage dealt in one shot in this campaign.
I know.
That is insane.
But yeah, let's jump on break. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Go get food, drinks. Bye.
We'll see you soon. We're back to finish the job that we just
Still
finished.
up. I'm just leveling up Sala. Yes. So, you guys are in Sing Tower, taking a hot second to eat or do whatever you so choose before you go to speak to the Lycari. Is anybody doing anything specific?
Getting clothes.
Just resting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Drinking a juice box, eating a granola bar.
Cool.
Foostrak's clothes are going to be slightly different from what he's had in the past, but that's it.
Imagine Foostrak owns more than one set of clothes. Good lord.
I mean, for the most part, he has a bunch of like sweaters from when they were in Amnoblin.
What do you want?
And then that's kind of it.
What? You want? No, you asked for this. What do you want?
I now have the lucky feet, which I probably should have taken
Wow.
a while ago.
Yeah, you're not getting as much use out of it as you would have if you had it the whole campaign, but hey, it's still very important.
Yeah.
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 Yes. What are we doing? Back to the Lycari. Yeah. Some of the Lycari are currently here. As I've mentioned before, they sort of half out in the day, half out in the night. So at this time, does anybody remember what fucking time it is during the day?
I
Mirage
thought it was
Arcane-
morning of like Rionel.
Oh yeah,
no.
it's like
Yeah.
a little after dawn.
Yeah. Well, hold on. Is
Yeah.
Dawn the morning one or the night one?
What?
Is
The
Dawn
morning one.
No, it wouldn't be because the plan was to do Mirage Arcane before sundown.
At night. You're right.
So
It
it
would
is.
be
It is
Rionel
like night.
11th, but at night.
It's not super late. Well, actually, no. It's autumn, so no, it's not super duper late. But as you guys come in, this is about the time that the Lycari are sort of changing over. So when you go up to the guest quarters, you will find that most of them are there, at least those that can be here. Nyx and Burkana are, of course, on Rolliger and Vern. But as you guys get up there, the door to one of the rooms is open, and it looks like they have all gathered in there. Actually, no, Nyx and Burkana would be here. Yeah. So you will see all of the Lycari, except, of course, for Squall, gathered up in this room together. Some of them are sitting on the edges of beds or furniture. Some of them are standing. You can see Sonering looks a little unsteady on his feet, even more so than he was before. He has been pretty badly wounded, but you guys also know that Squall is kind of the Lycari, they all kind of come in pairs. Like, there are pairs that prefer to work together. Squall was Sonerings because Haley and Ithane, their original bearers, were of course father and daughter. So it's not surprising to see Sonering looking kind of pale, kind of unsteady as you guys approach.
Hey, y'all.
I think it'll be Flameheart who looks up from the group to see you guys. He says, I take it things went well, but not as well as they could have.
Noah, can you pull out the remains?
I will take everything out and put it very reverently, like on a table. And just kind of make sure all of his stuff, the hammer, the clothing, the glass jar full of shards.
Oh, it's just the shards and the hammer. Anything attached to him was gone.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, you lay these shards out, which you see have grown duller, kind of smokier since you guys left the battlefield. And you see all the Lycari look over at this shattered crystal. And for some of them, you see this look of... The only way I can describe it is a realization of mortality. While others just look kind of gutted about it. But the hammer, which is a pretty solid, like, steel block style hammer, sitting there next to it, Sonering steps up and he puts his hand on the hammer itself. And he takes in a deep breath and he looks at all of the rest and he says, I don't know how much more use I'm gonna be in this fight. I can take things home to Arabelle. And you see nods go around the group. Flameheart, who kind of seems to speak for them, looks to all of you and says, I appreciate you bringing him back to us. We, obviously this has never happened before. We didn't even know if it could happen.
If it helps, he went down fighting.
Of course he did.
And he was an immense help.
Squall was definitely the scrappiest out of all of us. He spent so long working with the Guild of the Gate and taking care of the Molinarch family, and then the moment the family needed him more, he abandoned everything else. And he would have come running to any of us, but especially the Molinarchs. Arabelle's gonna be... This is gonna destroy her, if she doesn't already know.
She knows.
I don't know if you all know this about her, but Squall kind of raised her. He was always, well, all of us have always been the aunt or the uncle in the family, but when Arabelle's parents died, Squall was around for her, and he's the reason she's even the chaser captain. He's the reason that the Guild of the Gate doesn't fuck with any of us, even though they've tried. I don't know what we are with one of us missing. It's imbalanced now.
I don't know that you're going to have to really ponder that question too long. Because Sav made a threat to us, and as per usual with Sav, I think the threat had some information veiled within it. He listed off a list of names that I've been curious about for a while. I think it's people that he's laid claim to their soul, and if we lose them, he claims their soul, and, well, he has it in his vault of souls. We can't bring them back. He said Squall's name. And we have the means to get to Sav now. It won't be easy, but if we defeat him, there might be a possibility that we can bring Squall back.
I don't know about that, because Squall's soul wasn't his.
Yes, it was.
Well, it was, but it's pieces of other beings.
What are we all?
Exactly.
Whatever
There's
it is,
a
Sav
difference.
thinks he has it.
I don't know.
It's worth a shot.
Of course. I'm not saying we shouldn't try. I don't have a lot of hope.
Did they already take the crystal shards?
No, they're still sitting there.
Okay. Can I sit down and spend a few minutes examining them? Maybe to get a better idea of what they're made of, what holds them together, if there's anything that could bring them back together, or if it could be even just turned back into a crystal so that it would have the possibility of being reformed into a Lycari.
Okay. Yeah.
And I do want to cast Enhanceability on myself. I'm assuming this is going to be an intelligence check for like investigation or something.
This is going to be an Arcana.
Take an extra D10 Bardic Inspiration.
Okay. Still, it's still intelligence, so Enhanceability, so I have advantage. And I'm going to... No, I can't do that. I have one Flash of Genius left, so... Alright, here we go. It's going to be... Ooh, thank you for the D10. That was a 10. So, 27. Flash of Genius 31.
Okay. The first thing you will notice about these pieces of crystal is that it's not all the same crystal.
Okay.
You recognize that different pieces are different sort of shades of smoky quartz. In total, you can guess that there are 4 different crystals in this mix. But yeah, like I said, different variations of smoky quartz, but definitely different individual crystals. Like somebody took 4 and mashed them all together. Some of them are like brighter. One of them is definitely like the brightest of the smoky quartz, as close to regular clear quartz as it can get. And then there are pieces of a very, very darkened smoky quartz that these pieces don't even look like they fit together. Like the pieces of one shade do fit together, but all 4 shades do not slot evenly together. If you started trying to like puzzle them back together, they don't fit. You will also notice that in the darkest colored crystal, which is the one that there's the least amount of in this collection, there are these like little flecks of white throughout that almost looks like bits of quartz-like, so you guess it's maybe like bits of selenite. A sort of a it forms in a different way, but it's inside of these other shards.
Yeah. It's like an inclusion. Yay.
Sure.
That's what they're called.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what you can gather from them physically. Magically, these have all of the hallmarks of a destroyed enchanted object, basically. But once again, it appears like 4 separate destroyed objects.
Taiylor,
there is...
Question.
What?
Eldritch Sight. Is there still any sort of magical signature coming off of them?
I was just about to cast that Detect Magic.
Don't worry about it. I gotcha. I do it for free.
No.
Okay.
Again, you can tell it used to be magical, but not anymore. There's nothing. But you do see, like, there is a type of erosion that happens to damaged and destroyed magical items that almost acts like erosion and rust together. That it has, like, this sort of faintly brass, rusty patina around some of the edges. But there is nothing magical about these anymore.
Damn. I'll let Noah know that. I'll see you about to waste that spell slot. Be like, no.
Knowing things about magical items and how they're enchanted, do I know if once they are broken, are they repairable?
That's a good question.
Because I'm thinking, so like, just this is me personally thinking, like, notice things like in other shows that we've all seen that, like, they have the ability to repair a magical item that was broken, but maybe it still has a little bit of a magical signature left. Or sometimes, like, once it's broken, that's it. Like, well, so I'm not...
We know that Liberty's Edge breaks when you use it, and there is a way to fix it, but it takes very, very rare components.
Yes. Yeah. Liberty's Edge is the type of item that... Liberty's Edge can be damaged and repaired, but a magical item, once destroyed, cannot be.
Okay. And which one does this fall into?
This would fall into destroyed.
Okay.
Ooh.
You can imagine that you're missing a lot of pieces.
Gotcha. So reforging it is probably not an option.
Not really.
Okay. And this is above table. Even if I took it to the heart of Atlaran, like to the fires of the mountain in Irakel, and tried to reforge it there?
Well, that's an interesting question. You don't really know if that would work for this because it is a crystal, whereas Liberty's Edge is something that can be forged.
Gotcha.
The general consensus you come to is that you are looking at essentially a broken shell. Everything that made these objects magical is gone. This is just like the shrapnel left behind after you throw a grenade.
Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense. So this is like less of a body and more of like a broken container.
Yes.
Okay. I will share that information that I don't know if he can be remade from what we have.
Keladir will speak up and she says, well, considering he was originally made, well, a form of him was originally made by a lich and a titan clashing, and then that was refined by Ithane Molinarch's soul. I think the only way we could really hope to have him back would be to do the same thing over again. Which I don't know if that would work.
I don't even know how to do that.
Noah, do you think that the container itself could be repaired?
I mean, I could glue it back together, but I don't know what it's going to do. The pieces don't even look like they fit together to begin with.
Maybe for now, we should let problem solving be on the side and just let people grieve, regardless of if we get them back. This is still a major loss.
You're right.
Maybe we all just take a moment. Because our next play needs to be to get to Stanagard.
Yeah.
Noah, how are we coming on turning a mothwing into a fork?
Well, I mean, we've got this other piece now, too, which is his secondary connection here. I feel like if we can have somebody who knows how to plane shift, these could easily probably be forged into some sort of tuning fork, but they wouldn't really take us to just Stirnagard. They'll probably take us directly to Sav.
He told us how to get to him.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I trust anything he said out loud to us.
Same.
I don't either.
I might know whether I trust him or not because I rolled a perfect insight check while he was talking.
Yeah, but you asked if he was scared.
That's true.
Yeah.
What do you want to know?
Just would want to know if those instructions to his dead-ish daughter seemed genuine.
Through the mist past Hesper to home where stars go to die.
That's literally just the universe.
Yeah.
That's anything.
I'll give you something for free. Through the mist is a metaphor.
Okay.
For the demiware.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't trust anything he said because she's going to go through the front door to go home. I don't want to come in the front door.
You won't come in the back door?
Oh,
I'll come wherever you let me.
All right.
I can use these and I can get us there. I do believe I have some control over the just double check because he's been studying plane shift and he knows that he'll be able to cast it after a rest. I can specify where we go.
Okay.
So
I am not sure how to forge these into something just yet, so I'm going to have to spend a little time with that.
What do y'all think he meant about he just wants the demi-weir to come down and then he's going to fuck off?
That doesn't make any sense. Why is he doing all this if he doesn't
lying
want
to us.
to?
I mean, that's my first thought now, is that he's
That's the
lying.
thing. I don't think Sov is very much of a liar.
He's good at telling half-truths, though.
Yes.
can I be real with you guys? I don't really give a fuck anymore. I just want to kill this son of a bitch.
Yeah. Same.
We've cut off his hands here in Atlaran, Now, I just want to go cut off his dick.
Maybe that's the key to the back door.
You could... Meanwhile, all the Lycari are there, like, mourning their dead friend, and we're just like, we gotta get in the back door.
Dixon coming, Dixon.
God.
We're so irreverent. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Bye, Taiylor. Bye.
No, please continue.
Yeah. Okay.
The Lycari collectively cast Meteor Swarm, and we all die.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's definitely someone there who can.
Well,
yeah.
So Raziel would be in Stanagard, though, and we have part of him. And he's already in there, right?
Raziel's dead.
Yeah. But is he in Stanagard, or...
He might
You
be.
didn't say nothing about him.
I just need a component to cast a spell. The spell should still work as intended. I need something that's attuned to that plane of existence.
Yeah.
And
Since the orbs that he has are attuned to his kids, then I'm assuming parts of his kids will attune us to where he's at. So
We also need to make sure we have a way back.
Well, we got those ripcords, don't we? Yeah.
we have
Only works for one person.
two. We have two ripcords to the Feywild, and we have one to the Abyss.
Yeah, I don't want that last one.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Leave
We
that
only
for
have
C3.
two. We only have two. We have one to the Abyss in front of the vault, and we have one to the Astral Sea in front of the plane gate.
If we have,
Doesn't Tristan have more?
Yeah, I gave them all to him, and he's used them probably.
I can double check.
I think we can just get a secondary fork, and you can plane shift us back.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna take a minute for me to get that back, but
That's also a really big spell.
yeah, like I said, it's gonna take a minute for me to get it back. It's. I mean, I got maybe one of those per sleep cycle.
Yeah.
Well, there's another question that I've been kind of thinking about for the last couple of days. Who all's going? I know the four of us are going to be going, but like, I mean,
Who else are we taking?
there's a lot of people with a reason to take on this fight, and to be honest, it probably wouldn't hurt to have some help if there's anybody that wants to volunteer. And I'm going to kind of glance over at the Lycari, but with a look of, if y'all want to, no pressure.
How many people can plane shift take?
I can take 8 plus myself, and well, I'm going, which means that
So
the good
we
wife
have 9.
here is going because
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't
9
tell her not
people.
to go if I
Yeah,
tried.
no.
So you, Sala, me, Foostrak, Noah.
That
4 more
leaves
people.
4 people.
I vote Walter.
We should ask Walter if he wants to come.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton.
We might want to also ask Jasper.
We can get a Healy boy with us.
So that makes 7 total.
We have 2 more that we can ask.
2 more seats on the bus.
Meg, do you want to bring Hector along?
Absolutely. Fuck off. Oh my
Maybe
god.
we should bring
Tristan.
Rodri. We should bring Rodri.
Yeah. Why don't we bring Rodri along? Put him in a little Bjorn.
I mean, it was a joke, but you know,
Yeah. I was also joking.
you're not good at joking.
And
Two more
Sal's like,
people.
I disagree.
Thank you,
You're
Sala.
welcome.
Yeah. Be more like Sala. God. Who else?
I I mean, we
Who
could
else do you
go
wanna
back to
throw into
Reese's
the
Ridge and ask
meat
if we could ask what's her name, the garden lich, if she wants to go.
Figastasia?
Figastasia, yeah.
Figastasia Newton. I've decided the last name is French, so it's Newton.
Or we could ask Kenna McAmbro to go with us. She looks like she's looking for a reason to stop being immortal.
She is also kind of always looking to beat someone's ass, it feels like.
I mean, it's just, she's got a lot of pent-up rage.
Looks like she's looking for a reason to die.
She's upset about everything.
She is, though, but everything sucks.
Is Kenna here, or is it just the Lycar?
It's Nixon Kenna.
Kenna and Kit are over on Rolliger.
They're trying to keep the anchor tree from being used for bad shit.
Yeah. Which, who knows if that's even going to be a thing anymore after Osdala's been taken care of.
Did we tell her about the possibility of people maybe taking over the Monomarig?
Sure didn't.
Oh, cool. Vodro Scroll. Hey, Kenna. We're at the Sing Tower in case you want to chat. I'm sure you know what happened to Squall already. P.S. Sav might be distracting you so that he can destroy the Monomarig. Also, P.P.S. Please send Kit my way as the fishy mom lady has something that I need to give to him. Noah, send it up.
Fishy mom lady.
Yep, fishy mom lady.
Well, mom. Yeah.
Oh, that fishy mom lady. I was like,
Who the fuck else is a fishy
Who else
mom
would it
lady in
be?
this game?
I don't know.
Hey, whale
A
mom.
whale is not a fish, by the way.
No, it's available.
Yeah.
Because she's got tits.
Indeed.
It's true, fish don't have titties.
Though. She do.
I don't think whales have titties either.
They
do.
They
They're
do.
under their flippers.
Milk mammals.
Oh. Okay.
Or maybe it's dolphins that it's under the flipper. One of the fish that's under the flipper. Maybe a manatee.
Sure,
I don't know.
I don't remember, but I'm fuck it. I don't care.
There's a
There
nipple
were
somewhere.
some that I was like,
There's a
oh, they
nip
don't
somewhere.
actually. Stop it.
Okay.
No, sorry, I was yelling at Siri.
Okay.
It turned on.
But yeah. So you send your Voldemort scroll off, it disappears with a little snap. And probably 40 seconds later, you just hear outside, "What?"
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. All of the Lycar are just like, oh god.
You know, it's going to be a bit loud up here in a moment. I'll tell you what, we'll meet her outside. Y'all take your time.
Yeah.
Also, again, 2 seats left on the bus to Stanagod. If anyone wants to come.
And they all
Let us
look at
know.
each other.
If anyone wants to come in the back door,
Oh god.
we're going.
Um,
I'm going to
Of-
sweep
of-
all of Squall's body parts back into a jar, just very gently, and put it back on the table.
Yeah. Of the group, though, none of the Lycari speak up until you hear a very quiet, okay. And you see little
Oh,
Vesper.
Vesper!
Oh, no.
Oh my
With your hand
god! That would be so fitting! Oh my god!
You sure you don't want to stay with Morgan? I know he ain't doing great.
I guarantee this bitch knows power word kill. Absolutely.
Just, I don't like you, and drops dead.
Yep, exactly.
Foostrak,
You're very not nice.
Foostrak, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you leave the room for a minute?
Oh. Mr. Christmas just became Mr. Kwanzaa. It's serious now.
We'll
What?
Mr. Passover.
Oh my god.
Mr. Ash Wednesday.
Mr. Holiday, thank you very much.
Yeah, Mr.
Doc Holiday. Let's do it.
We'll,
Foostrak
it was an
looks-
inspiration.
I'll be your Huckleberry.
Foostrak looks
I'm no Huckleberry.
looks a little surprised and just a little hurt.
No, you'll.
But he he nods and he walks out of the room, hoping to catch Kenna before she kicks the door in.
We'll see.
Just waiting until Foostrak closes the door.
Yeah.
Is Morgan gonna make it?
You see all the Lycari like turn and look at Vesper when you ask that, and just this tiny little lady in this group of most of the Lycari are tall as fuck. Like Squall was the other short one. So now Vesper's just like dwarfed by everybody. But when you ask that question, she looks down and she says, I really doubt it.
You're gonna need to forgive me for being insensitive here. We've had many talks with all of you about the relationship that you have with your bearers, and I know the topic has been brought up about some of you going without. But
Bless you.
Vesper, if you feel like that's something that you need, and we lose Morgan, I can't think of anyone better for you than the honorable man standing outside that door right now.
I feel like there's probably muffled talking outside as Foostrak is just like...
Foostrak is trying to put his ear against the door, but his horn's in the way.
He's like, clunk.
Kenna's like, let me in the fucking room. And he's like, look, they're talking. We don't need to do that right now. It's fine.
Let me in the goddamn room, you cow.
They're gonna be out there in just a minute.
I will give Kenna one thing. When people like genuinely are like, give them a second, she kind of hesitates. But Christmas, when you offer that idea, Vesper kind of smiles a little bit and she says, it's funny you say that, because Morgan thinks the same thing. But I don't know. We've all talked about it, and I don't know how many of us want to take on another bearer after this. As good as the Obsidian Collective was when it started, Kit was right. We became peacekeepers, not the peacemakers that we should be. And I think being held down by fights between the bearers, between mortality of the bearers, the Originum Ex Elementus, all of the rules we live by, I don't know that they're helping anymore. If I did take on another bearer, it would not be part of the Obsidian Collective.
He should probably know that then, and I'll cast Sending to Foostrak, just being like, okay, you can come back in now.
He's outside. Okay.
Yeah, why'd you waste the spell?
I love we're like level 16, so we're just like
Yeah, so we're just
down.
like-
Third level
yeah.
spell slot. I got plenty of those.
You're muted, buddy.
I open up the door and I'm like, guys, I tried to hold her off as long as I could.
Foostrak just gets shoved. As Kenna fucking McAmbro walks in the door. She sees all of the Lycari gathered before her, and you see that rage kind of like stop, and she composes herself.
Is Kit with her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, the other elder, the less elder druid.
I just make eye contact with Kit, and I'm like, I hold up the ring.
The ring?
The ring from the
Which
whale
ring?
mom.
Oh, yes.
It's on my middle finger. I'm just like,
yeah. But yeah, Kenna looks over all the Lycari and she says, "Hi, guys. Nobodies. That's what you guys are called? Yeah. What the fuck?
Serena's gone, so you're welcome.
mm-hmm.
The question stands, but even more incredulous now.
He got
What the
shot with
fuck?
He got shot with Overwatch, and then proceeded to get the shit beaten out of him.
No, I know about that. Yes. Thank you.
Which fuck are you referring to then?
And she looks at Noah and she's like, Monomarig trees?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Fishy? What the fuck?
Okay, so the tree. Let's start with the tree. The tree is important.
I know.
I like look at Kit real quick and I'm like, Whale Lady's got some words for you. And then
She always does.
Yeah, well, she's got more now. That I won't say in mixed company because it's going to get you in trouble. And I will. Yeah, I look back at Kenna and I'm like, okay, so here's the thing. Sav is very good at classic misdirection, and all of you guys are right now focusing on the AWAS tree. He's got you as far away from the Monomarig as possible, and he is following Alarka's plan almost to a T. So there's a very real chance that he might be targeting the Monomarig without anybody noticing.
What do you mean
Also-
following Ilarka's plan to a T?
Basically everything that Alarka did, he's just copying, but he's prepping for it better and making sure that none of you know what's happening.
So he's trying to instate a new age of frost?
That's
No,
the thing.
he's trying to reclaim the Austral crown.
That's not those are two different sides of the globe.
Oh, he wants both of them, I'm sure. I don't know.
That's the other thing. He says that he just wants to break open the Demiware, but he doesn't want...
So
What?
hold on. Do we actually know what Sav is trying to do? Do we actually know?
No.
I mean, nobody actually knows.
He says he just wants to open the Demiware and he doesn't want to rule over the world.
Okay, so that's completely different from Ilarka then.
Yeah.
Bad stuff.
I think he's lying to us.
Well, that's the thing. We don't really know what exactly he wants to do.
What? Let me put it this way, Kenna. You've been around for an obscene amount of time.
Thanks.
You're welcome. You look great, by the way, but you're old as hell. What would it take to break the Demiware? From
I don't
inside
know.
Atlaran?
Inside it, look, fuck, I don't know. I know what it takes to actually. I know in theory what the actual key is. It's not a secret. It's for the entire Balin Pantheon to take it down at once.
Okay.
But from the inside, back when Ilarka was fucking around, we figured out that all of the Hydaelyn staves together could potentially punch a hole through it, which would allow somebody on the outside to tear it open all the way if they wanted to. Now we have the Lycari, so that's a little bit different and a little more difficult, and I'm sorry to say this is going to sound insensitive, but much harder now that Squall's gone.
Yeah, you're missing one.
Yeah. Well, Ilarka didn't seem concerned that we killed both of his children and his only... Sav, sorry. Sav didn't seem concerned that we killed both of his children and his only real powerful contact in the world. So there is something else that he's using to rip a hole in it so that he can tear it open.
And that's where the anchor trees come in, because they used to be places that the gods used to commune. What?
I don't want to interrupt you because you're a very, very scary woman, so I'm raising my hand and waiting until you call on me.
That's not a bad idea.
Mr. Fortunemær.
Thank you. They have a piece of an anchor tree that they're turning into a weapon.
I have heard about this.
Yeah, so those two, they kind of,
I don't know the validity of that.
Quick question. Are the Monomar waking up? Or the Monomar, or the Dulmarga? Whatever the fuck they are. What are those little ghost things? The Malandrada. I'm just going to keep saying all the words in Atlaran until I get to the right one.
Dulmaric, Monomar, Malandrada, fucking Monomaric? Yeah, I know. There's.
Are they waking up, or are they still going back to sleep like they were?
I mean, some have stayed awake since Obsidian Day, but I don't know of any new ones waking up. I haven't checked in a while, but like Rhea would tell me.
Okay, is she not trying to sound insensitive? Is she still alive?
I talked
and
to her
under her own volition.
I talked to her a week ago. Fuck. And she turns and she's like, "Who has a scroll? Scroll, somebody."
I've got one. Hand her a scroll.
One. Noah sent it to you.
Yeah, you just use the one. No, she can't use. Yeah, she can. Yeah. Just use it.
And she takes it out and she just starts scribbling really fast. And she's like, "Talk to somebody else for a second." But Kit steps in and he walks up to you, Noah, and he's like, I assume you're supposed to give the ring to me.
Yeah, with a message.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that you took needs to go back where it belongs permanently. And I covertly, because my sleight of hand is plus 20, I covertly slide him the black key, the black gold key as well.
Ooh, black gold lockpick.
Along with the ring.
Uh-huh.
And I'm actually... Because we took the ace. I'm trying to think of what else was in that vault that we took. I know those were the two big ones. And I will add to be like, you remember where the vault is, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. If there's anything else you might have traded over there, might want to go get that back and put it where it's supposed to be, because there's a scary lady wearing a lot of fishnet watching you, and like a big old orange goldfish dragon thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just, FYI. Okay. Also, just as a tiny little reminder, stop trying to fix everything by yourself. Ask for help, and then you won't get in this problem anymore.
I feel like this is a TikTok of Ben, just like Ben looking like he's yelling at someone, and then it pans around and he's just screaming into a mirror.
Yeah, that was exactly what I thought. That was why I was like, really?
No, these are two completely different characters, but they represent different pieces of me. Absolutely.
Yeah. But Kit nods slowly and he says, "Thank you for the lesson."
You're welcome. Do you want, I'm sure I've got some, sticky molasses stuff in here. Do you want some?
No, your mom's been keeping us in sugar for weeks.
Oh, well, that's good. Just so you know, I'm pretty sure Saab gave us his hit list. So while my parents are around you, if you could make sure that they don't die, please, that would be really nice.
What do you think I've been doing this whole time?
I mean, causing more problems, infecting an entire island with crazy plants. Just weird. I look at Kenna and just doing weird, destructive druid things,
Kenna's still writing. She just takes one moment to give you a death glare and continues. But Kit says, "Well, you might be glad to know that your little, firefly buddy, he's doing a really good job over there."
Ember?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I've only met him like once. I don't know anything about him. He's kind of
I don't
weird.
know whose friend he is. He's an asshole, but
He's not
he's
my
useful.
friend. We hate him.
Yeah, I don't think he has friends.
Well,
Except birds. So him
he's,
and Magda would probably be great together.
No.
he's probably the reason we succeeded in clearing Rolliger. He figured out a fun little trick to keep the Almatum from going haywire when he burned it, so... Shut the fuck up!
That's how you do it. You yell at the Almatum while you're burning it.
Yeah, it starts to like spurt. It's like permafrost happening. He's like, shut up.
No! Stop it!
But yeah, Kit nods and he says, I hope that at some point we'll have a trail cleared to the anchor tree, but I don't know.
Oh, I do one quick thing before you go. I take the last bit of Almatum that I have, which is a fog bomb that I made at the beginning of the campaign using Almatum juice. The terrible stuff. And I very delicately hand it to him and be like, so I made this out of Almatum sap before I knew what it did. So if you could please have this disposed of before I drop it or get run over by a train or something, that would be great. Thanks. I just hand it over to him very gently. It is corked, it is waxed, it's sealed, it's all of that jazz.
Ooh. Okay.
Question: Are the dryads and stuff on that island? Are they also infected with the Almatum?
Yep.
Oh, cool! I hand him a flask of the dryad fluff that I've been carrying around this whole campaign as well. If you want to just burn that real quick, that would be great. Thank you.
Who are you?
You've been traveling with an atom bomb this whole campaign.
Full time.
Atom bomb, baby,
Yes.
little atom bomb. Yeah.
The cool thing too is that if I would have died, my for 5 days, my bag of holding would be fine, and then it would explode because it would just erupt everything everywhere, and I'm sure they would have broken, and there'd be Almatum all over the place. Yeah, it's great.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
I
Well,
quietly stuff the nightshade and the aconite and the mercury back in my bag.
Oh, yeah,
and it's
those
like,
are
that's
normal.
fine. I'll keep that.
Those
for
are
later.
normal. Those occur in nature. But yeah. Kit takes these two things and very gingerly puts them into his own bag, and he says, "I will give those to Ember."
Thanks.
Peace. He says, but we have been able to. I don't know if anybody cares about this anymore, but. We were able to start restoring some of the native plant life that the Almatum almost choked to death, including the normal Almatum. I don't know if you've noticed, but the lake is starting to look a lot better because the normal stuff is doing its job.
Did the big deer god guy, did he live?
Yes.
The Vernhart?
The Verntjarta, yes.
Yeah, the Vernhart.
Yeah, I know. He's just a big deer.
The hurdy-gurdy.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to make sure, because I still got an earring he gave me.
Yeah. He's doing a lot better. But we're, like I said, we're hoping to clear a path to the tree. Mostly not because we want to be able to, we don't want other people to get to it necessarily, but we want to check on the tree itself. Because, again, don't know if you noticed, but that's not a natural shade of green for a tree.
Yeah.
So we're going to see if we can keep it from dying.
Okay.
I don't know if anybody cares about it anymore, but you know.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Are the other trees okay?
Other trees?
Yeah, like the Atlaran tree and the Hesperus
Oh,
tree.
the other anchor tree? I mean, as okay as they're going to be, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I don't have I don't have my finger on the pulse of every fucking tree in the world. I'm a druid, not a dryad.
Alive for hundreds of years, doesn't know anything about trees. It's crazy.
No, you really want to die, don't you? Oh my god.
I just love antagonizing my own characters.
There's an entire chunk.
You gotta know when to hold 'em.
You see Kit just sitting there struggling with the fact that he reforested half a continent in this fucking tiefling. It's like, you don't know anything about trees. His whole brand is growing trees in places where they shouldn't be, and Noah's just like, fuck all. Yeah. Yep. I see the irony, Ben. Good job.
You're welcome.
But Kit's just like, you know what? I've been working on my ability to not give a shit. I'm gonna let that one go. But Kenna has since sent off her thing to
right?
to
Oh my
Rhea.
god. Kit is having some growth.
Yeah.
Well, he's learning from Kenna,
Right.
so you know.
Yeah. Only took him
It's-
300 years.
It's
Yeah.
growth in a direction. But Kenna, who already sent off her thing, you see the scroll pop back in, and she unrolls it and says, it sounds like no more Malandraughter waking up, but she's also concerned now that you've brought this idea up.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at Kit, she says, I'm going to give you the island, and I'm going to go home for a bit.
Well, quick question first. Do you want to go to Stierngard with us?
What? Why the fuck would I do that?
To, destroy Sav, break open the Vault
Release
of Souls.
the souls that are
Yeah.
kept in there,
I mean,
Or for
it's called the
fun.
Vault of Souls. That sounds pretty cool.
Generally, just be a good person and help
Yeah.
bitches out.
You've been alive for a long
I'm-
time. Maybe you should give
Excuse
back.
me. What? What? What?
What?
You fucking...
I'm just sitting over here eating these crab rangoon, being very quiet.
Why do I feel like
You should try
next
them, by the way, they're
campaign
great.
Noah's going to be in it, but he hasn't aged a day?
Yeah,
Noah's going to be an eldritch being.
maybe.
Kind much like Kit just did, just like takes a deep breath. Okay. Probably not a great idea. Because I don't know if you know this about Sav, but his whole thing is rot and the destruction of living things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a druid. I'm like the polar opposite to that.
Yeah. Does that mean you guys could, be on level ground while you're fighting or something?
We're not
I
asking
don't know.
you to
I
date 'em.
assume not so. There's no trees there, I assume.
I don't know.
Well, there were no trees in the Astral Sea when you beat Alaka. You didn't really have a lot in common with him either, so...
Yeah, but I had a whole fucking Obsidian Collective. A good one.
You have us. We're the Nobodies.
What's the reaction from the room after Kenna says that?
Whoa!
Kit agrees. He nods, and all the Lycaria are like,
Jeez, these poor people.
yeah, no, Canada
Yeah.
knows what she's talking about. But she says, I don't know. I also don't know if I can cross the Demi-Weir anymore.
You're not that powerful.
I don't know. I haven't tried.
No.
Okay, we beat a god that was able to go back and forth, so
You beat a minor god that was able to go back and forth.
Yeah, Osdala couldn't.
Yeah,
Right.
God being the key word in the phrase there,
Gods aren't the only thing stopped by the Demi-Weir.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can try.
Kenna's been to the Astral Sea, right?
Yeah, she's been to the Astral Sea back in Obsidian Collective days. It's been 300 years.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah. She says, I can try if you want to take me along with you, but I also don't know if I'd be more useful here.
We'll just take your word for it that you're too strong to cross over the Demiweir, and we'll just take someone else instead. He did the quotes, not me.
I heard the quotes in your fucking voice, Fortunemær. But when you ask Kit, he's like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Oh,
Sounds like
cool.
a good way to die.
I mean, okay.
Listen, this world's going to hell anyway. Like, dying here, dying there, whatever.
Huh. Wow. Kit has
Sorry.
adjusted.
I had to shoot my cat.
No, it's okay. Kit is adjusting very well to being alive, I see.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, we lost Taiylor.
Oh no. God has been defeated.
Well,
we create our own fates now.
join us next week for Campaign 3.
Yep.
Shut your faces. You
An
can't
entirely
defeat
new
me.
homebrew world.
You can't defeat me. All right. Can everybody hear me okay? Am I still here?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I forgot what I was gonna say. I was gonna say something.
Me too.
Oh, well, that means we have one more spot left.
No.
No?
Vesper volunteered if she wants to go.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
I mean,
Okay,
that's
cool.
everybody.
Bus is filled up then.
It'd be real awkward if there's someone else we gotta bring back.
Oh, that's true.
Like when?
We know where
Yeah.
Gwen's body is.
Oh,
You
we
know,
just
we
have to
could-
release her soul. We
Yeah,
can just
that's-
bring her back from her
yeah.
body.
Because we can't really bring anyone back unless they have a body.
Yeah.
So we
and
just need to release them.
even if she does come back, we have several bags of holding that we can just put her in real quick and then bring her back.
How do you store a soul in a bag of holding?
I don't know.
With a Hoover.
Yeah.
Noah's got jars.
Yeah, I got jars.
And now's got jars. Sound like you're from fucking Smokies.
Now's got jars.
We just went from fucking Georgia to Carolina. I don't know which one.
Straight into the foothills of Ohio.
Sorry,
You know,
Corey.
Ohio, known for its mountains.
Sorry for the. And look, hey, Southeast Ohio. Yeah, Southeast Ohio has the Appalachians.
Ohio is the funniest thing.
They do.
Like I know
No,
technically
no.
there's a little bit of Appalachia in Ohio, but God, I just imagine the flat, waterless expanse and Ben just being like the foothills.
Yeah, most of it is not that way, but
God,
Sorry.
Wow.
No, I know. I see what I did. Like, everybody talks about Ohio being flat and boring. And I'm just like, what about the mountains in Ohio? They're everywhere.
Okay, thank you. I needed that. But yes. What are we doing?
Well, we should probably find out if the general still wants Mirage Arcane done on
yeah.
the city. And I think Foostrak wouldn't mind going to the infirmary and seeing if Morgan is awake.
Morgan is not here.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then.
Did Vesper and Foostrak even converse after Foostrak came back in the room? Or
No.
did Kenna immediately take over? Okay.
Kenna immediately
Took over. What do you think? Kenna is just like... She originally started out as my self-insert into like a D&D world, and now she's just out of control. It's truly what I would be if somebody gave me immortality. I'd just be a bitch forever. Be like, what are you going to do about it? But yeah, no. But Vesper is still there with the other Lycari, like listening as you guys discuss things. Indeed. All right, I guess it's up to me.
Chris, you okay? You
Yeah, you got a little bit of...
It's quite a cough, you know. We don't need anybody getting sick right now.
Yeah, got a
Like a
little
Rangoon to the larynx.
got a little scorpion dust in there somewhere. But yeah, Kenna says, I do think it'd be a good idea for me to go check in at home, I guess. I'll head that way. And she looks at Christmas and says, do you guys have a timeline for when you're planning to head to Stjernegard?
Nope.
We're gonna need a few days to make some stuff.
Yeah, and just recover generally.
Well, depending on the progress that Kit and the Boragos make, you might want to see if we can get to the Awas tree. Might be of interest. I don't know. I don't know if anything around the trees is helpful to you guys now, but I'm also concerned about that idea of a branch from Atlaran's tree being in the hands of the cult. So I might have to look into that too.
Well, hopefully with Serena being dead, nothing will come of it, but, you know, usually...
Well, they're not the cult of Osdala. They're the cult of the Eternal, a.k.a. Keladir. They're going to keep doing things.
I was just going to say, we cut off the head, but...
Yeah.
We should
Anyway.
take a few days, I think, to see how things start playing out, and then go from there. I have a trip I need to make before we head off, but that's a me thing.
Right. Well, I'm going to fuck off. Bye. And she turns around and starts walking. And Burkana's just like, should I? Nah. It's fine. She's a big girl. She'll be good. But while this has been happening, you guys have seen Nyx goes up to Kit. I believe Nyx is a little on the... He's not short like Squall or Vesper short. He's like, I think he's average height compared to some of these fucking titans. But he's talking to Kit, who... How tall was Kit?
5'10".
5'10"? Okay, so they're probably a similar height. But Nyx has just started talking to Kit at like 1 billion miles an hour. And you see this excitable, like, little Lycari just like talking about all these different things, but also like a little edge of sadness to him as well, as he like mentioned Squall, and he's like asking Kit's opinions on different things, and you just see Kit standing there staring at him, just kind of blank faced. Like he's been doing this for 300 years, just listening to this chatterbox. It doesn't even bother him anymore. But eventually Kit turns back to you guys, says, okay, so if I'm going to Stjernegard with you guys, if that's the plan, I have shit to do, so like call me when you're ready, unless you need me for something right now.
We'll write you. I don't know what calling is.
Anyway.
Just scream, hey!
Hi!
We're ready!
But Kit's like, anybody who needs a ride back to Rolliger and Vern, follow me. We're gonna have to... And he looks toward the hammer and the jar of crystal. He says, we'll finish up things around Awas, and then we'll We'll figure something out. And he looks at Sonnering, and Sonnering, already knowing what he's going to say, nods and says, I'm going to take him home. And Kit nods and says, all right, well, good luck, kids, mortals, I don't know. That's what Kenna says. Bye. And he starts to walk out.
The immortal.
With Burkana and Nyx will follow him. But yeah. What you doing?
I'm going to. Have we found any of like the captain people in charge of things? Do I know if there's like an apothecary in this tower since we've been here before?
There are some like alchemists and people who work for the general.
Okay.
Or are you asking about Helena's lab?
I basically need to go somewhere where I can get supplies to start making potions and stock us up before we go.
Okay. So that's not going to be... Yeah. Well, you're in a war zone.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
And there's not really a marketplace right now. That's going to be tough. You could probably requisition like 2 basic potions, but you're not going to find
even just the
much.
Ingredients.
Yeah, you're not going to find much outside that.
Okay, then I have a secondary Vodro scroll that I am going to send to the main branch of Borago's Brews and Balms. I'm going to...
Home office.
Yeah, home office.
Okay.
I'm going to bypass the parents completely because they're busy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to send it to home office, and I'm going to request anywhere between 500 and 1,000 gold worth of potion-making supplies.
Good lord. All right.
Yep. And I want them to Vodro it back, and I will... well, actually, let me look at my inventory. Yeah, and then I'll send them back whatever money I need to.
Okay. Roll me a persuasion check, because you're not the owner of the company.
Yeah, but I'm, like, really important.
You are. Which is why I'm even
persuasion
entertaining this.
My persuasion is +0. Guidance.
Charisma.
Okay. All right. So 17. Flash of Genius will bring me to 22.
Oh yeah, your proficiency bonus improved. Or your intelligence improved.
Yeah, my intelligence did, yeah.
Yay. Sala's did too.
Woo.
But yeah, you get a letter back right away from... Normally your parents run the sort of... They don't necessarily run the store in Reese's Ridge. They kind of like help out, but they're people who like are on the cutting edge of like making new stuff. They're like the research team. The store is mostly left to... I don't know if I have a name for them, but mostly left to someone that they often refer to as your cousin, who is a halfling. But he sort of runs all the store operations and keeps the other shops like stocked and whatnot. But he'll send you a message back basically saying, yeah, we can do that. Give me like 24 hours to put it all together for you, and I'll send it directly your way. Where did you tell him to send it?
Just to me directly. So, because they can Vodro directly to a person, so it can just appear wherever I am. I'll just get a fucking pallet-sized crate of potion supplies.
Indeed. But yeah, he will get to working on that. Just for reference for everybody else, Christmas did ask for like basically a long rest until you guys check back in with the general. So you have options. You can start your long rest. You can talk to people if you want. What do you want?
I would like to find Lorcan.
Lorcan is on the ship.
Yeah, Lord
Oh, he
is
is?
here right now.
Yeah.
I thought he came with us. Fuck. When's the ship getting here?
I don't know.
It's not even coming to this town.
Yeah, and also it's going to take like a couple of weeks minimum for it to get here.
Yeah.
Boy. Well,
One, I'm very disappointed that Vesper and Foostrak didn't speak at all during that whole thing, but whatever, it's fine.
I
You'll
left
find
it
out by
open
yourself.
for them too, but you know.
Oh, Foostrak was going to ask Christmas what that was about afterward. He didn't want to take up
Cool.
time. Yeah.
In that case, Christmas would say, go talk to Vesper.
Chris, before I do that, I also wanted to ask how you're doing. I know today didn't exactly go as planned.
I'm torn between waking up every day wondering how the hell I got here and this isn't who I am, and also thinking that maybe this is exactly who I am and this is what I was always meant to do. But I don't know, shit like that only exists in storybooks, so for now I'm just gonna assume that all this killing and violence is still not me. But I'm managing.
Chris,
Fuck,
He's right.
I know they made a spicy batch today. It ain't half bad, but damn, if it hits you wrong, you just...
Yeah, Sala's like up there, like patting his back.
Chris is throwing up in the corner.
I might
Let
be
it
allergic,
out, honey.
actually.
Chris, I get that feeling entirely. Yeah. You remember a few months back, we were telling...
Start with this campaign.
We were telling stories about, when we were younger and like shenanigans that we used to get up to back in the day.
No, I don't, because I actually wasn't there for that part.
I thought you were.
Nope,
no, he wasn't.
I wasn't.
That was just us. Yeah.
Well, shit. It kind of feels like you've been a part of this for so long. I guess I fucked that up.
The 3 whole weeks that this campaign has been taking place.
No, it has been longer than
like-
that.
For like 4 months.
4 months.
Fey wild
Yeah.
forever.
It's been several months.
I told them about my cousin Goran. Tried to make a corn maze every year, and he only made a circle and just could never figure it out. And he and I tried to pull a prank and ended up clearing out a whole village of people because they thought the land was cursed and haunted. And we burned down a barn on accident once. And I have a lot of great memories of him.
Childhood violence, got it, cool.
But the worst memory of him that I have is because of a mistake I made about a year before I left home. And he died because of it. Because I made a tactical error when I was leading him. I know what it's like to make a big decision and have something bad come down from it. So, if you ever decide you want to talk, especially considering this ain't something that you ever been involved in, I'm just a couple doors down, okay?
What do you
Only you were
planned,
3 doors down.
Foostrak, what
Just-
do you
Just 2, not 3 doors.
what do you
Kryptonite.
anticipate yourself doing over the next couple of days?
Well, around about midnight tonight, the conduit's going to be up and running. And figure probably be nice to pop in LN, tell her to, free up the guest room, because I'm probably going to be seeing her in about a week or so on a more permanent basis. But I got that, and basically just doing a little bit of training, maybe a little bit of sparring with a few people around here if I can, and then I'm going to go talk to Vesper like you said I should.
Okay. I'm going to look back at Sala for just a second. Just catch her eye and look back at Foostrak. I'm going to leave for the next couple of days.
Everything okay?
It's funny because I didn't leave home. I was taken.
Yep.
And it's funny because I wonder if I ever would have had the guts to leave on my own. And I never saw being taken from my family as a bad thing. Now Sav knows who they are. And I haven't spoken to them in, well, it's been a long time. I stayed away from them because I thought I was protecting them, because I thought Sav didn't know who I was. He wouldn't know who they were. He knows who they are. So I'm going home. And I'm taking her with me. And I'm going to introduce Sala to my parents.
I'm going to lean around Christmas. I'm just going to go, you excited to meet the in-laws?
I mean, this is the first I've heard about.
Surprise, your son's alive and he's married.
Well, woman of all things.
It's okay. My mom doesn't know I'm married either.
Well, if your mom's anything like you, Christmas is really going to be in for it when she finds out.
No, my mom's nothing like me. She's like Gwen.
Yeah, he's really going to be in for it. He's really going to be in for it when she finds out, then.
If we had come up those stairs a little slower, we wouldn't even know they were married.
That's true.
Anyway, I just hate that if I died, my parents would never have any sort of closure about what happened to me. So, I'm going to tell them everything. And then I'm going to come back. And we're going to finish this.
I think that's a good idea. They should get to know who you really are. And if they ain't proud of you, Christine Borago's going to give them a fucking earful. So.
Well, if they ain't proud of me, Christine Borago might as well be my mother at that point. So,
I'm telling you, she is the dad I always wished that I had.
Yeah. Well, I need to
best dad
expedite this trip, and it's I gotta go talk to Kellier actually real quick just to figure out where my folks are at the moment, and then this spell, it takes a little bit to recharge it. It's quick, and I can get where I gotta go, but yeah, the sooner I can rest and leave, the faster this is gonna be.
All right. Well, you have a safe travel if I don't see you beforehand, okay?
Yeah.
I'm just going to shake Christmas's hand.
What the fuck is this? And I'll just give him a hug.
Well, you ain't always much of a hugger.
And Sala leans over. She's like, yes, yes.
I just stick out an arm and grab her too.
Yeah. Sala's so tiny between the two of you. Oh my god. So cute.
Foostrak, if I don't see you, just don't put off talking to Vesper too much. And
I'm heading there right now.
Okay. All right. I will abscond with my wife.
Mm-hmm. As per usual.
I'll go sleep.
Okay. But yeah, Foostrak. So, if you go to find Vesper, I'm assuming that this is after everybody's kind of dispersed to their own stuff, and some people are resting, others are working. You guys are mostly resting as far as I understand it. But when you go to find Vesper, it takes you a hot second to find her. You have to ask around a little bit because she's not in her room in the guest quarters. But asking a few people, they eventually help you track her down to the top of the tower. And when you get up there, nothing really goes on up here because not a whole lot of people actually know how to teleport, and that's about all this is used for. So when you get up there, you find her on her own. She's sitting on sort of a crate that they keep up here with some supplies that are useful for the teleportation circle. But she's just sitting on top of it, looking. You see her looking specifically northward. You can see she's got her hands clasped together in front of her, her jacket laying over her knee. And you can see in her hands she has a letter that has been opened.
When I go up the stairs, I'm first going to peek up over the edge of it so that just the horns and the eyes are sticking up.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to be quiet a little bit, but then as I get to the top of the stairs, I'll make just enough noise so that she understands that I'm there so I don't spook her.
As soon as you make a little bit of noise, she looks really quick and you see her just palm tears away from her face, and she puts the letter inside her shirt. She's like, yeah, what's up?
I mean, you don't have to stop being upset on my account.
No,
you got every right.
It's fine. What do you need?
Chris told me about the conversation that happened when he asked me to leave the room.
I sure didn't.
He just told you to go talk to her.
I just told you to go talk to Vesper.
Yeah. Well, because I was gonna find you to ask what that was about. So your response was just go talk to Vesper.
Yes. Go talk to Vesper.
Okay. Chris said I needed to talk to you when I asked him about why he asked me to leave the room. So I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. He made a. Come here. And she motions over to one of these other crates for you to sit down. Says he made a suggestion, honestly a good suggestion, that if I was in the market for another bearer, you would be a good choice.
Foostrak is a little surprised. Sounds like I'm going to have to go and wake him up and thank him, because that's kind of high praise, though I kind of feel like that should be your choice about whether or not you have another one, or who that person should be should you want one.
Well, I told him it was funny that he said it, because Morgan would agree.
Also very high praise. Jesus Christ. Okay, apparently a lot of people think a lot better of me than I think of myself half the time.
Well, Morgan thought you were Phelan material, and I think he was right. And she pulls the letter back out of her shirt and she says, I already knew the moment it happened, but he's gone.
I'm so sorry.
I never thought I would find somebody again that felt the same as Quinn. This feels just like losing him all over again.
I'd imagine it doesn't really get any easier.
Not easier, but sometimes you don't get as close with some people. I didn't really have a choice with Morgan, though. I watched him grow up. I watched him have his own family. I watched his family grow up and all move away to their own things, and we were just always together.
He was a good person from the brief time that I got to know him.
I feel like for a while he was kind of the heart of the collective in its time. He was the one who didn't point fingers or get suspicious of the others. Even when the whole thing with Leon happened, he didn't let it change his opinion of Leon or honestly even Marceline. I don't know what the caravan's going to do without him. I don't know what any of us are going to do without him.
You'll carry on. Caravans carried on for seemingly forever.
Yeah.
It's all we can kind of do. Love is tough because it always ends up with us missing somebody. But one of the biggest ways that we honor them is by carrying on.
And she kind of smiles to herself a little. She says, what's the phrase? The price of love is pain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't make a decision right now, but I don't know if I want a bearer again. Not after what's happened with the collective, but if that was ever on the table, I agree with Morgan and Christmas. But until that decision is made, I know I volunteered to come to Stjernagard with you all, but I normally don't do this, but I need you to take me to Stjernagard with you.
That's perfectly fine.
I don't want revenge. I don't want any of that. I don't. But I do need to. I need to honor what we started this whole thing for. The Obsidian Collective is not some peacekeeping organization that gets caught up by its own nonsense and bylaws. That's not what we're supposed to be. The Originum Ex Elementis was good for its time, but it's not working anymore. The bearers, half of them aren't functioning the way they should anymore, and it's not their fault, but we were founded because we needed to protect this. And she just gestures broadly to the world around her. There has been so much put upon the people of this world over the millennia. The dissolution was horrifying for mortals. Ilarka was horrifying for mortals. And now Sav is here doing... We don't even know what he's getting at. All we can assume is that it's something similar to his father, but people don't deserve to feel that kind of fear and uncertainty. Your average, everyday person is decent, and they just try to live their lives and take care of their people. No one deserves this. And as somebody who has the blessing and the curse of being basically a miniature titan, I have power to help them. I have power to save people. And if I don't do that, I feel like I'm wasting it. And that I don't expect the same of the other Lycari. Everyone deserves their own free will, but for me, I need to stop this. And if fucking Styonyx or Guillaume tries it, I'll be there to stop them too. I hope.
I think that you just made a mistake in something that you said. You said miniature.
I'm not even 5 feet tall, Foostrak. I'm pretty miniature.
You sound like a goddamn giant.
No. After Quinn, but before all of the things that happened with Yulia that made me so shy, I guess, I was a lot more outgoing. I was a lot more ready to go off and do crazy things, but I feel like now I have so much more to lose because I don't know what Sav's going to do. And my worst fear is that he's going to sweep through here and destroy everything. And the memories of all of the people we care about will be gone because there'll be nobody left to remember. And now with Squall in that group, knowing that there is the possibility that he's even trapped, knowing that Morgan is probably trapped because of what Osdala did. If we do nothing else in Sternegard, I'm going to rip the door off the Vault of Souls.
You were horribly abused, from what I understand from the stories. What you're doing right now, with everything you said about having everything to lose and not knowing what you're going to do if it's completely gone, These are the moments that we get to show people who we truly are. I don't know what's going to happen, but he threatened my son. And God's help him if something happens to my son.
Gods aren't going to be able to save him from us, Foostrak. I would charge in there for your kid alone.
Oh, I have the feeling we're both going to do that. I don't know if we'll walk out, but if not walking out means that Sav is not killed, destroyed. I don't want him coming back.
Yeah. That was my one regret about Obsidian Day, that we didn't manage to destroy Ilarka. But I don't... You know, there was something that Kaladir said to me earlier, right after I realized Morgan was gone. She told me that it would be really fitting if I was the one who went after Sav. Because even though she's the Lycari of death, or whatever they want to call her, I used to be the Galahide. I used to be the Staff of Darkness. I used to be part of Dulthair. I come from all of these things that line up so well with Sav, but the thing that makes me different is that I had Quinn. And I had Morgan, and I had everyone else that has ever been my bearer in my family. And I think it would make a fun story in another 300 years to say that the Lycari of Darkness helped take down the Horsemen of Famine.
You know, I knew I liked you from the first day I met you in Alistair's tower. Gave you that apple. I'd heard the stories, but everything you're saying is exactly the reason why I have always treated you with such kindness. I mean, I tend to do that regardless. I've been yelled at for giving people way too much money as a thank you, but it's exactly why I go out of my way to be a little extra nice. And why I've never wanted to piss you off. It's the quiet ones. You gotta look out for them. They're,
yeah.
You know.
I've always been a little, well, maybe not in this form, but I was always a little extra dangerous.
You're unassuming.
I tried.
You're 8 sticks of dynamite and a 1-stick casing.
What?
It's kind of an inside joke.
I assume that's a Noah reference.
How'd you even know?
I don't know. The phrase "black powder alchemist" keeps drifting around.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. He killed Osdala with 8 sticks of dynamite today. That's why the side of the tower blew up. That's why I can't. That's why I have new clothes on. Is the front half of my clothes all got burned off. It was kind of embarrassing when we got back here, and I hadn't thought to tie my cloak around my waist, but.
You know, And she kind of starts to laugh, but like she wants to cry at the same time because of everything else happening. Says, I love you. You're wonderful.
You're pretty great too. And I'm going to tell you now, whatever decision you make, I support it, and I back you 100%.
Hold on to that phrase, because I actually had a suggestion that I don't know that everyone would like. A thought crossed my mind about, who we could take with us, and then I started thinking about what we could take with us. And obviously, Hana would not let us take Echo. But we do have the core. And I don't know if any of the... I see you, Ben.
Wait, did we get the core back? Or they have it?
Yeah, you guys have the... Or you guys don't have the core, but yeah.
Hana has it.
Okay. I forgot.
Your face.
Yeah.
But Vesper says, I don't think any of the others remember times that we interacted with the core before we were Lycari, but one of the interesting things about being kind of I don't remember if I was the last Lycari to be made, but definitely later. And I remember being a Heidelin staff. I remember what it's like to work with the core. I think I know how to use it.
That is a little bit of a gambit.
It is. If you think it's a bad idea, we don't have to do it, but...
No, I didn't say that.
It's a thought.
It's a little bit of a gambit, but something that powerful could really give, really a boost to you. I don't know if it really impacts any of the rest of us that much.
Well, the core is an amplification staff. It doesn't care what it amplifies as long as it destroys something.
I have a quick question for you.
Yeah.
So, it amplifies things in the general area, right?
Yeah.
Does it, go into anything?
I hope so.
Well, and I'm going to summon the lady's favor.
Fuck. Yeah.
You think we might be able to get this into the head?
I probably, but I don't know if we'd be able to get it back out.
Think of it this way. It's got a home, and it's something that, if need be, we can toss into the fires of Atlaran in the end. Make sure nobody else can get to it.
Yeah.
But means that not just Sav's getting his ass beat with it, but this weapon's blessed by Elen. Might amplify her power, and anybody else around me is going to be packing a bit more of a punch too.
Well, I think before we come up with too many crazy ideas, We might want to run it past everybody else, your group specifically, and I don't even know if the druids would let it go, but it's a thought. And if we did do that, we'd have to be very, very careful, because there is the potential that a piece of Olgar Heidelin still lives in it. But we'll talk about it with everybody and see what they think.
I'll confer. I'll talk with LM about it too. See if maybe it's something the hammer could handle, and if maybe there's something that she could do to make it stronger if she thinks it's a good idea.
Well, if all else fails, we can just do what Senna did and give it to somebody.
Or if all else fails, it'll blow up and we'll all be dead.
As long as Sav is too.
Yeah, that's
dark.
kind of my thought.
Shouldn't be thinking about that.
I mean, Lycaria darkness, it's...
Not that kind of darkness, Foostrak.
I know.
We'll talk about it. But...
And like I said, whatever decision you make, I back you 100%. And if you decide that you want to go on extended adventures, it would absolutely be my honor to have you along.
Well, we'll talk a little more about it, but I think for the moment, it'd probably be smart for me to go home and take a breather for a second, talk to everybody back in the caravan, and it sounds like some of you have some things to do as well, but when you're ready, let me know. And if you need something that I have the power to get, I'll do my best.
There's one thing that I need from you.
Yeah.
Just take care of yourself and be good to yourself.
Those are two things.
Chuck. But she nods and says, yeah. There's nothing quite like going home and relaxing with family and just enjoying the peace and quiet for a broken heart. So I think I'll be okay.
Do you need a hug?
Yeah. Her voice breaks.
And I'm gonna get down on one knee so that I'm closer to eye level.
Yeah,
with
you're
her.
Here now.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna give her a big old hug.
Big old squeeze. But I think that is a perfect little scene to end us on for the day. We're just a teeny bit over. Yeah. God, what a good session.
When Christmas inevitably writes this story, if he's alive, he will plagiarize The Princess Bride. Because since the invention of the hug, there have been 5 hugs that were rated the most passionate and the most pure. And that one left them all in the dust.
Oh, so cute. All right. Yeah. We will pick up next week with it sounds like we're gonna have a little bit of downtime, so we'll talk about that offline. Talk about what we're gonna tackle next week. But I think starting next week we are truly in the final march.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm not ready. But yes, I will also, if you guys would like, I can get you some stuff for whoever you want to take to Stjernegard with you. Give you a rough idea of what they can do. I also think that when we get there, for the sake of not having a billion people in one combat like I did at the end of C1, we will figure out a strategy for spacing them out a little bit. Or maybe also do what I did in C1 and assign some people to control some folks.
I'll take Kit. It's probably the last time I'll get to play Kit anyway.
I don't know. He's got some time left. He's got 700 years left.
There would be enough NPCs for all of us to play one NPC, our own character, and you still would be one of the NPCs.
Yep. Also, Harris, I fully expect you to use the thing that we talked about at the beginning of the game on Sov. Please do.
No, I'm already planning on that.
Okay,
I have,
good.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Imagine that with the core staff. Oh my god. Anyway.
Yeah, I know.
What?
Never mind. We should,
okay.
Yeah, we'll
we'll outro real quick, and then we can. Those of us who can stay can talk if we need to. So thank you everybody for joining us for episode 54. You can catch us on Twitch 11 a.m. Eastern Saturdays, Sarah VODs and podcasts following Wednesdays on YouTube, Spotify, other podcast platforms. Now that my voice is back, I should hopefully be able to record the missing episode stuff and start catching us up. I have all the other videos ready. I just didn't want to post them out of order. I don't believe we have any scheduled changes coming up.
We might for February 4th because we are planning on potentially having our New Year's Redux because we couldn't have New Year's this year.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We may even do like a shortened game that day just so we don't have to skip, but we're also not going a full 4 hours. We'll see what happens. But for February, I don't see anything super important coming up.
Oh, I should probably. So sorry.
What?
I probably should have told you because I completely forgot. I'm gonna be in Florida for February 25th.
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. We're going to Disney.
Okay.
In Universal Studios. So
that's fine.
I just completely forgot. But yeah, that one.
I mean, I was literally gonna ask after we ended, like, hey, what's February look like for everybody? So answer my question. Yeah, we'll talk about the 4th, but we will see y'all next week. For whatever the fuck we're doing next. Because this has been expedited. Yeah, Koop, you're right. We are blitzing now. But yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.